After 66 steps, I'm Matea Cunningham. This is ZNS.
We are one faith, one family, one future.
We are so excited and delighted to share with you this wonderful initiative of Love Your Neighbor Day. And indeed, it follows on to the Love Your Neighbor project that we expect to roll out this entire year. I'd like to just read a portion of scripture to you from Matthew chapter 22, and it says, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself." And so we are so delighted to share with you this wonderful initiative of Love Your Neighbor Day. It is one where we're inviting persons to just do an act of kindness to anyone who is near you. It can be your next door neighbor. It can be someone on the grocery line. It could be someone in the bank line. It could be anyone that you have a close proximity to just do something nice. And so we are looking at sharing God's love through these acts of kindness. It doesn't have to be anything big or grand, but just a demonstration that God's love has touched you in such a way that you are able to share His love to your neighbor and anyone who is in close proximity to you. And because of this initiative, we are so delighted to share with you that our Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas has made a proclamation, and I'd like to read that portion into your hearing. "Now, therefore, I, Philip E. Davis, Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, do hereby proclaim Wednesday, July 30th, 2025, as Love Your Neighbor Day in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And I encourage all citizens, residents, and visitors to observe this day by reaching out to one another with generosity, compassion, and goodwill, thereby fostering a stronger, more caring, and united Bahamas." And so, my friends, we are inviting one and all, young and old, whatever your station is in life, to join with us in showing love to your neighbors. And by this, we are demonstrating the love of God towards us all, towards the wonderful islands of the Bahamas, and indeed we want this love to spread around the world.
It is something that Jesus has called us to do, to love our neighbors as ourselves. As a matter of fact, Jesus said that He would take it a step further and commands us to love each other as He has loved us. And as we think about the love of God, this wonderful love that we all have experienced as members of our church, this is something that we don't wish to keep to ourselves. We want to share it with our neighbors. And I encourage all and sundry to please join us in loving your neighbor, not just on Wednesday, July the 30th, but all year long. Join with us, partner with us in this initiative to love our neighbors and to make our communities more safe and more wonderful places to live.
I want to be specific and challenge you to look for someone or persons who might have offended you, you would have had adversarial relationship with, and love on them. This love we're talking about is really sacrificial love, and change this adage of do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And I want to challenge you to change it to do unto others as they would want you to do to them. What a beauty that will be, how Christ-like that will be. Let's embrace this opportunity over the next 12 months, this wonderful vision initiative led by our National Bishop of the Church of God of Prophecy in the Bahamas here, and let's love one another. It all emanates and begins with God. God embodies the essence of love is God. Let's be Christ-like over the next 12 months and beyond.
At Rusty Bethel Drive, I'm Paisol Forbes. This is ZNS.
It's What's Trending with Jiminy Swain and the Bahama Beauty at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas from Studio A. It all starts right now.
Welcome to What's Trending. I'm Kendini Campbell-Moss, sitting in for Jiminy Swain. We are your insider on all things bold, buzzy, and worth talking about from the headlines, lighting up your news feed, the real issues shaping our world. It's Monday, July 28th, so kick back and get ready to catch the buzz with us. On today's show, we are discussing a health concern that's trending nationwide and making headlines. It's the HIV/AIDS status in the country. Here with new stats and ongoing fights. Also, the Bahamas and China fostering a stronger bond. Hear how both countries are building unique ties. And we are taking you into the heart of the Overhill community. It's Montel Heights. They're here to speak about their vision for their neighborhood. That and so much more after the break. You're watching What's Trending.
Diet-friendly special.
Your home is your sanctuary. The last thing you need to worry about is rodents. Once they enter your property, they can be tough to get out. If you're concerned about rodents, call Rent-A-Kill Initial. We offer the latest, most effective treatment for safe, fast, and long-lasting results. From prevention to elimination, our integrated approach guarantees protection. For rodent control you can trust, there's only one name in the Bahamas: Rent-A-Kill Initial.
Welcome to the Intra-African Trade Fair 2025, the gateway to abundant opportunity, the platform for more, access to a continent with more makers and creators, more technology and manufacturing capabilities, more innovators and collaborators, more information and knowledge, a continent of opportunities for business in more markets, and resources that accelerate progress and create space for more infrastructure, connectivity, and networking. More creativity, production, and more deals for the people. Afrexim Bank, in collaboration with the African Union Commission and the AFCFTA Secretariat, brings you the 4th Intra-African Trade Fair, hosted by the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria. Over 2,000 exhibitors, 35,000 plus attendees, 140 plus countries, $44 billion in trade and investment opportunities. Register now and enter the gateway to new opportunities.
The Bahamas has made significant progress in the fight against HIV/AIDS. Reports reveal that 156 new reported cases and just under 4,000 people living with HIV in the country at the end of 2024. The largest age group with HIV is 30 to 39 years, accounting for 36% of the infections. We're discussing the topic today with the president of the AIDS Foundation, Miss Arami Ford. Arami, welcome. You're looking absolutely stunning.
Thank you.
How do you feel today?
I'm well. I'm encouraged. I'm
Good.
encouraged because we're doing better.
Good, Arami. So I have a series of questions, Arami. We want to find out more. We want to give the Commonwealth of the Bahamas more information on exactly what's going on. How encouraging are the stats showing a downward trend in HIV and AIDS in the Bahamas?
So it's very encouraging. I am, however, concerned. Our direction is extremely encouraging. But I think the more we begin to speak about these amazing numbers, people are tending to let their guard down. And that is my concern, because we see that there's an uptick in other sexually transmitted diseases among very young people. So if you're able to contract syphilis and gonorrhea, then you're able to contract HIV. So where HIV, the numbers are down and we're doing extremely well, it is still a present threat in our country. And so my concern is that we don't rest on our laurels, and that people, continue to exercise responsible sexual behavior.
Okay, that is extremely important, because we don't want to become too relaxed, and then other sexually transmitted diseases are up, and then that gives leeway for HIV.
If we rest on it, if we don't pay attention to the numbers, if we don't continue the work that we're doing, we're going to end up where we were 15 years ago. And we've worked too hard as a country to get where we are today, and I'm very concerned about these are amazing numbers, and this is an amazing message. But as I speak to people on my way, I'm realizing that Bahamians now feel like, okay, well, I ain't got to check for it no more. It's no longer an issue, and it is absolutely an issue.
Okay. Now, Arami, how would you describe the most pressing challenges facing people living with HIV today?
We still have a big problem with stigma and discrimination in this country. And so I think the biggest issue would be, medication, the advancement of medication and care has really surpassed. Everybody knows that my sister passed away from the disease. And I wish it was available when she was alive, right? So there's amazing medicine out there. So they are living healthier lives, people who are living with HIV. The biggest issue, I think, would be stigma and discrimination, It's very difficult for people say all the time that you could live a normal life with HIV. I tend to think it's difficult because you have to take medication every day. If you don't adhere to the medication, your viral loads will become high again, which means you can transmit the disease. If you're a person who's living with integrity and you want a sexual partner, you decide that you want a partner, you have to disclose your HIV status to that person, which means you're putting yourself in a very vulnerable position because that person may not want to be with someone who's HIV positive. So now that person is walking with your secret, with your personal information, right? So there's a lot of things to consider for people living with the disease. The main thing I think is the discrimination.
Okay. Arami, what are your future short and long-term goals in terms of reducing HIV infection in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas?
So, in my travels and the conversations I'm having, I realize that we need more aggressive communication to young people. So we need to reside in places where young people hang out, TikTok, Instagram, because what we're hearing or what we're speaking about often in this country and in the media is the positive trends of HIV. But there's a lot of young people in this country who don't know about PrEP and PEP, right?
Okay.
PrEP is a medication that you take prior to coming in contact with HIV, and it prevents infection. So that's for people with who are high risk. And I think the biggest issue is, as Bahamians, and I'm talking generally about us as a people, we're very promiscuous, but we don't want anyone to know we're promiscuous.
Yes.
We're very promiscuous, and then we're very religious. So we don't want people to know how we freak, and we don't want to have a conversation, but at least have the conversation with your doctor.
Yes.
If no one else, let your doctor know so that you could get on PrEP and protect yourself.
Thank you.
PrEP is a medication for people who feel they may have come in contact with the disease. And if, the night before you probably, got drunk, don't remember, or wake up on the side of somebody and wonder how that happened, go to the doctor immediately. Within 72 hours, you get on medication. You can, through the course of medication, prevent developing the disease.
Okay.
So UNAIDS target for up to 2030 is 95, 95, 95. That's 95 people who are HIV positive. is aware and diagnosed. 95% of those people are on medication, and 95% of the people who are on medication are viral suppressed. In the country right now, we are at 93, 75, 92, and you'd ask yourself, so 93% of the people who are HIV infected in this country are aware.
Okay.
75% of those people are on medication, which is a problem, and we have to raise that number. And that's because people may feel like maybe they are in denial, or maybe they feel like, oh, I go into the bush, I ain't using this medicine, you know, I'm gonna take some herbal treatment. And then of those 75% of people who are on treatment, 92% of them are virally suppressed, sorry. So if you are in suppression, you're not able to transfer the disease to someone else.
All the best to you and your ongoing works. Army, it is always a pleasure.
Good to see you. Thank you for having me. I know I did a lot of talking, but people need to know.
They do. Thank you so much, Army.
Right.
I appreciate it.
Have a good day.
Hey, ladies, where's the Dave? Oh, okay, thanks. Bets.
Greg, what's up?
Ready, man, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
You up?
He's meditating. You gotta give him at least an hour.
All right, well, I can wait. I ain't got nothing to do. Been pimping it, I say, now on to independence.
The Bahamas-China Friendship Association is the principal non-governmental organization fostering ties between the Bahamas and the People's Republic of China. The goal is to encourage goodwill and the people-to-people exchanges, including cultural, educational, and social interaction. Well, this is coming up on something that's spectacular. This Thursday, the association is mounting a calligraphy and wine tasting event that will incorporate a sip and paint and silent art auction. Here to talk to us is Mr. Moxie and Miss Arami Ford. How are you today?
Doing great.
Good. Mr. Moxie, we will start with you. What has inspired the creation of the Bahamas-China Friendship, and how has this mission evolved over the years?
Well, the Bahamas-China Friendship Association was started back in 2004. After the Bahamas established diplomatic ties with China in 1997, there was members of the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce who wanted to find ways in which to strengthen the ties between the people of the Bahamas and the people of China. And so they made a mission to China shortly after the formalization of relationships and found out that the Chinese government had an organization called the Chinese People's Association for Friendship with Foreign Countries.
Okay.
And so the Bahamas-China Friendship Association was formed in 2004. We're one of over 400 organizations like it worldwide. And so when we were formed, obviously we had three what we call bridges of connections between the people of China and the Bahamas. They were education, cultural, and economic opportunities.
Absolutely. That sounds absolutely fantastic. Now, Arami, before we turn everything over to what's happening on this Thursday, talk to us about what we should expect on Thursday in terms of the relationship and the sip and paint. Talk to us about that.
So, the Bahamas-China Association created this event.
Right.
Commonwealth Brewery, we consider ourselves great corporate citizens, and we are proud to partner with them because the monies that they're going to raise on Thursday is going to help with some
kite flying,
some community outreach to children,
right.
Underserved communities, children in underserved communities, right? So where we come in, you know, a party isn't a party until Commonwealth Brewery gets in the house.
Absolutely.
And we'll be showing some really, really beautiful wines, some new wines to our portfolio. We're going to be showing some sparkling from Italy, Prosecco, and some other cuvee, prestige cuvee from Italy. So you're going to have bubbly in the house, and we're going to have some other still wines, new wines. We have the Han brand from Monterey, California, Central California. These are some premium wines that we'll be showing.
Okay.
We're not going to run out of wine, so you can drink to your heart's content, but I'll be there to walk everyone through the pairing. So we're going to have some fantastic pairings, specifically for the food that they will be serving, and then you'll be able to drink and figure out
your calligraphy.
Absolutely. So before we get into the relationships, right? Talk to us about what happens after this. What is going to? You said that it's for the underprivileged, right? Mm-hmm. So what happens? What happens afterwards?
So what we do as the Bahamas-China Friendship Association, it's all about cultural exchange and cultural exposure, and so we've been doing a Chinese kite flying event for underprivileged kids for about 10 years now.
Okay.
And so what we do is we team up with the Ministry of Youth. We also team up with a lot of the group homes where we identify these young persons. We bring them out. It's a day where they have lunch. They learn about how they assemble a kite from China. They learn how to fly these kites. And at the end of the day, they can take the kite home.
Okay.
So what we're doing is really exposing them to one aspect of Chinese culture, which is kite flying, which is probably the #1 pastime in China.
In China. Participants will be learning to write and say their favorite phrases in that particular language. How important is it in terms of building friendships with China?
It's extremely important. I mean, one of the things where we play an important role as a non-government agency is really trying to figure out those people-to-people connections. Okay. I've been to China now 3 times. I'm headed there in September on a trade mission, 4th time. And I find that the level of friendliness and engagement from the people of China is just unbelievable. And so having the opportunity now to expose Bahamians to that in some small way, albeit via the language, and sort of it brings the barrier of uncertainty down a little bit. And so what we do, which is really fun, is we take Bahamian phrases, come yelama fixture, no brought up see, things of that nature. Those have been now translated into Mandarin. We then create the Chinese simple characters. Oh. And so what guests get to do is when they come in, they pick the phrases that best match them or whatever they want. Mm-hmm. They learn how to say it in Mandarin, and then they have the calligraphy where they can use the calligraphy brush and the ink and actually now go ahead and trace out that phrase.
That is ingenious. I know they will be. Now, Mr. Moxie, I want you to share with us more about the time and place of the event, please.
Yes, the event is this Thursday the 31st at Margaritaville. It starts at 6:30 p.m. The dress is what we call just relaxed casual, so you don't have to get dressed up. In fact, you will be using a calligraphy pen and ink, so just wear something that you're comfortable in for you as well. And the tickets are available online at the Bahamas-China Friendship Association website, which is bcfa242.org, or Ticket Box Events, which is ticketboxevents.com. So you can buy the tickets online at the Bahamas-China Friendship Association website, which is bcfa242.org, or Ticket Box Events website, which is ticketboxevents.com.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Moxie. And of course, thank you, Arami Ford.
Thank you.
We wish you the very, very best, all of the success in the world. Thank you to China and the Bahamian Friendship Association. We're building a stronger, stronger, stronger community. This is what ties are all about. Thank you so much for being with us here on What's Trending.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Tired of looking at the same old kitchen? Step 1, our talented recommended designer Mark crafts a custom design just for you. Step 2, once your design is ready, CBS Bahamas makes ordering effortless. Your dream kitchen is within reach. Step 3, our recommended installers bring your vision to life, ensuring every detail is perfectly in place. Sit back and relax as your dream space becomes a reality. Visit cbsbahamas.com and start bringing your home improvement dreams to life today.
Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, we have been in Exoma now for the past 4 years, carrying out our paving program. A part of our company's philosophy is to do some work to international standards. So when you look at our paving division, we have a state-of-the-art lab to do all of our testing in-house, as well as a state-of-the-art asphalt plant with a trained technician carrying out the work on that site. The overarching goal of our company is to produce the work that we're doing in the entire Bahamas to international standards. We also make a difference by the training of our staff. We have a very intensive training program going on to where we are teaching young men how to learn the art of striping. Being a young man myself, I've made mistakes in the past. I was given a second chance to better my life, and it's only fitting that we pass that along. What's important for us is giving them a second chance for them to get a skill and a career that could take them further in life.
Montel Heights is one of those residential communities with its share of concerns. And over the years, the Community Development Association has actively engaged in activities to promote a safe environment, education, social and personal development in the community. In studio to discuss with us are Chad Brown and the chairman of the advisory board, Reverend Clinton Menace. Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
How's everyone feeling?
Awesome.
Wonderful. Let's start about how this all got started. Let's begin with the president. What led to the formation of this association?
I would pass that question on to the chairman, who was the first president of the Montel Heights Development Association. So he would have had an idea, so he'll speak more to that aspect of it.
All right.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Certainly, when we looked at the social needs of the community of Montel Heights from 2005, we thought it was necessary to organize the community and create a legal entity so that the public at large can have confidence in something that is legit, especially an area that may have had its share of challenges historically. And so once we formed and organized, we began the process of building out the vision for creating a safer community of Montel Heights.
Understood. What is the mission or primary goal today?
The primary goal today is to speak about the progress of the community from 2005 to 2025, where the community would have evolved, some of the positive initiatives that would have taken place and that continue to take place in the community, also to encourage young persons in the community to believe and to dream and to let the wider public know what we are doing within the Montel Heights community.
And recently, April 26, Mr. Brown was elected as the new president. And the election was very tense because we had two teams of persons vying for leadership of the community, young people, average age of 35 years old. And I can tell you we had more than 187 persons came out to literally vote. And as a matter of fact, what the public needs to know is there was only an average of 10 votes between the winning team and the losing team.
So does that give you a good idea of what is to come,
I mean, it speaks volumes to what young people are prepared to do. And they were installed, and not only that, those who were opposing on the opposing team are now working with Mr. Brown.
So even though they oppose, they are still working in tandem.
Yes.
That is absolutely fantastic.
That decision was made by my team and I, because I believe in persons being able to be an asset. Not because I ran against you, means the vision change. Together we achieve more.
Absolutely.
So I decided that, hey, yeah, you're in opposition, I can use your expertise because it's one community. See, united we stand and divided we fall. So that's one of my mantras. So I took it upon myself and my team, and we deliberated and we say, hey, we're going to bring all persons together and we're going to work together to change the narrative about this community.
That is absolutely fantastic, Mr. Brown. What are the biggest social or economical challenges that face Montel Heights community right now?
Our biggest challenge is unemployment. And unemployment to the fact that some persons that they want more out of life, but they don't know how.
Right.
That's why the community center is so important for us to get it up and running. We are in the process of creating the center as a hub where we can help persons of the community come, fill out applications. We teach them how to dress for interviews. We qualify them, we take them to the various government agencies so we could get them qualified. So by doing that, it gives them an opportunity to present their skills.
Okay.
But we need to ensure that, hey, there's a place that you can come and you can garner your skills, you can be sharpened, and when we present you back to the public, you can now stand proudly and say, I'm a member of the Montel Heights community. You don't have to say, I live on the East-West Highway. You can be proud of who you are, where you came from, because you ain't coming looking for something. You come in qualified and well prepared for whatever job it may be.
Absolutely. Well, how does the association work with the government or local agencies or NGOs? How does that work?
Well, thank you. Regardless of your politics, we want the community to be well represented. Every government has identified with helping the community center. And many of the businesses in our communities, from Pinders in the east to premier importers in the west, and all Lightfoot Key in the far west, they would have supported historically when we were building the center, when we had to furnish the center. So everyone had a hand to play. Each government contributed to the process of development of the community center. And so we believe that other businesses, like for example, we have business leaders who are accountable. Mr. Dalton Bain, Bishop Dean Wells, who's been in the community forever. Persons who we have looked at and identified, and they've agreed, listen here, we want to help add confidence to public perception about what Montel Heights is all about. And so whoever is willing, once the funds are legitimate, we want you to help us and to make a difference and to be difference makers to impact our community.
Thank you for your efforts, and I want you to stay with us. You're watching What's Trending. Montel Heights, we wish you the very, very best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
If you would like to be a part of What's Trending, DM us on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS.
Diet-friendly special.
The Ministry of Tourism, Investments and Aviation is excited to announce Goombay is back on Bay and across our islands this July.
Get ready, Bahamas! Goombay Summer Festival 2025 is here! From Bimini to Inagua, Goombay Summer is back and heating up across the islands of the Bahamas.
1971. That was an historic year when our former tourism executives sat back and looked at how could we get more visitors to our shores. And tonight we see an expression of our culture in the form of Goombay.
We bring back Goombay Summer Festival after it's been on hiatus for a little while. And we're so excited that we're taking it all around the islands. We're doing this in Exuma and Eleuthera and Long Island. And no island is going to be left out.
Taste your way through classic Bahamian dishes, drinks, and sweet delights. Then, take a step back in time with old-school island games that'll bring back memories of the good old barefoot fun you had as a child. Got a kid? We've got Safe Kids Corners where they can be free while you kick back and soak it all in. That's not all. Shake up to live performances from our top Bahamian artists, hitting the stage with those Bahamian hits you know by heart. It's Rake and Scrape, arts and craft, culture, music, and straight-up island pride, all packed into one unforgettable celebration. So round up your people, bring the whole family, and get ready to move, groove, and make memories the Bahamian way. This is Goombay. This is summer. This is the Bahamas. Come, let's spend that day. Everybody say, go in Goombay. Come, let's go Goombay.
Coming up up on Tuesday's show, it's the summer months and hundreds of students are engaged in summer camps, sharpening their skills. We'll take you behind the scenes. Be sure to follow us on Instagram on What's Trending ZNS for all the latest buzz, behind the scenes moments, and what's hot on your timeline. We'll be right back here tomorrow, 6 p.m. for more lifestyle entertainment and everything in between. I'm Kennedy Campbell-Moss. Thank you for watching and see you tomorrow.
At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight. The Northern Edition has a look at stories making news tonight. A managing partner for the new owners of Grand Lukayan shares the latest on the billion-dollar redevelopment. Also, local businesses express optimism amid Celebration Key opening. And the president of LNet Maritime honored with the Pioneer Award, applauding the nation's leader for Grand Bahama's comeback.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for tuning in. Topping news tonight, demolition of the Grand Lukayan property is imminent, according to the managing partners of the company, set to invest close to $1 billion to create the new Grand Lukayan. In an exclusive interview with ZNS News, he shares why the airport will also be crucial to this new development. Felicity Darville from our headquarters leads us off tonight.
Grand Bahama's airport redevelopment will be a critical factor in determining how quickly the Grand Lukayan resort development progresses. That, according to Adam Petrillo of Concord, Wilshire, Bahamas.
You know, there are challenges because we're still waiting for the airport to evolve. And so in order to bring all the capital to the table for various pieces of this, particularly the hospitality sector, we need to know timelines as to when things will start, and that will then begin to determine the schedule for completion. But we're on track right now to start with demolition very soon and make major improvements to the property.
Now, he's not just an investor. Petrillo is an adopted son of the soil. He spoke exclusively to ZNS News at the NABHOOD conference in Miami, Florida, where he gave a special word to the people of Grand Bahama.
Can't tell you, and I really mean this from my heart, you have treated me with such grace and beauty and welcoming, and I'm not here as an American investor to be about the mighty dollar. I came back to the Bahamas to bring back my talents and skills and experience to hopefully create a much better life for you and your families. That's what our company is really all about. Of course, economics and finance is important. We have to have profits, but that's not the reason we came in here. We saw an amazing opportunity. I personally been in the Bahamas for more than 45, 50 years, and it's an opportunity to give back, and that's really what this is all about for us.
Now, one of the things that stood out to the Grand Lukayan investors is how clean and pristine Grand Bahama is, and they're encouraging other destinations to focus on cleanliness as well. From Miami, Florida, for ZNS Northern Service, I'm Felicity Darville.
Well, there is continued optimism on Grand Bahama after the long-awaited Celebration Key began welcoming guests beyond the transportation industry. Business owners are anticipating an increase in customers, hopeful that many on the island can reap the benefits of more visitors. Cleopatra Murphy has that story.
You guys have pigs. I love pigs. I wanted to swim with them. And I wanted to try some new food.
It's all about supply and demand, and the increased presence of tourists like Sierra Marshall on Grand Bahama following the recent opening of Carnival Celebration Key is inspiring at least one Williamstown business owner to eye expansion, not just on the menu, but also to his facilities.
I set up a tour with the gentlemen that were here with the tourists just now, so it'll be a daily tour accommodating conch salad and conch fritters. For starters, as more guests arrive, I will have to hire a few more people, which would help me to get stuff out much quicker and just as good.
Williams is not the only one attracting new business. Happy to see new tourist dollars spreading through the economy. So is taxi driver Winnie Outen.
It's affecting the whole island. Jobs, I mean, it's just awesome, guys.
While his business is not yet benefiting from an influx of Celebration Key guests, owner of the $2 bar, Perry Smith, who counts locals and tourists from a nearby resort as his biggest clients, is looking forward to the increase.
I have a couple employees for a small business. I need to pay them. I need to pay bills and all that stuff. And it's very important for the island, tourism.
At Daddy Brown's Conch Stand, where as a part of a tour, visitors get to experience the Bahamian delicacy that is conch salad for the first time, Ed Roy Brown says there are still slow days, but he is hopeful that more tourists to Grand Bahama will mean more consistent business.
I open for busy, every day busy. At least if we could see maybe 300 move through a day. But right now we only seeing maybe about 20, maybe less than that. Different from Sunday. And the Sunday we maybe had about 100 and something on Sunday.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Well, the Bahamas Diaspora Association, in partnership with Royal Caribbean International, hosting the 4th annual Bahamas Diaspora Independence Awards dinner this past weekend at the Hyatt Regency in Miami, Florida, where several outstanding people were recognized. Among the honorees was President of Elnet Maritime Limited, who received the prestigious Pioneer Award. In a powerful acceptance speech, Hepburn thanked his family and paid special tribute to the nation's leader, applauding him for delivering on promises that he says many had made but never fulfilled for the people of Grand Bahama.
Our next honoree is the president of Elnet Maritime Limited.
7 honorees were recognized at the 4th annual Bahamas Diaspora Independence Awards dinner taking place at the Hyatt Regency in Miami, Florida. Among them was Ellie Hepburn, president of Elnet Maritime Limited, who received the Pioneer Award. A proud son of Grand Bahama, Hepburn used his acceptance speech to reflect deeply on the economic challenges his birthplace has endured over the years.
The 80s and 90s were beautiful. 2004, unfortunately, the great late Edward St. George passed on. And since that, for a period of about 17 years, we had struggle after struggle after struggle. If it was broke, it was either patched, it was cut, it was paced, but it was never really fixed.
Going further into the island's economic woes, Elnet CEO highlighted circumstances that contributed to Grand Bahama's decline.
We watch investors leave, we watch hurricanes came. We watch more investors leave, we watch more hurricanes came. We watch slogans came, we watch slogans go, but there was still no change.
And after nearly 2 decades of struggling, the Maritime president says a new day came for the island of Grand Bahama under the leadership of the Davis Cooper administration.
Because when this new day came, you almost immediately felt a change. 4 years later, and I'm hoping he could give us at least 10 more. But 4 years later, we have so much developments, so much projects, so much opportunities in Freeport, Grand Bahama.
As new opportunities continue to emerge on the island, Hepburn says he is now considering a return to his roots. In conclusion, he thanked the Prime Minister for fulfilling commitments that for years remained empty promises.
Because realistically and truthfully, you did what many claimed they were going to do. They promised us they would do, and they never did. So thank you.
Adolpha Maritime Group, in collaboration with the International Association of Marine Aids to Navigation, IALA, hosted a risk assessment workshop in Bimini over the weekend. The initiative aims to improve navigational safety as the island continues to attract boaters and mariners. Shane Stubbs has the details.
We want to put in VTS where it is necessary for it.
Contracted by the government in 2023, Adolpha Maritime Group continues its mission to improve maritime safety across the country. Their latest stop, Bimini, the gateway to the Bahamas, where a zero risk assessment was carried out to identify navigation hazards. Kyle Russell of Adolpha Maritime says meeting with local stakeholders is key to ensuring effective operations.
When we come into these communities, we reach out to persons such as Mr. Shannon, who is known in the community as Mr. Mad Dog, a very reputable source in this community, who knows the waters and knows around the area. Without persons like that, it would not come together as beautiful as we intend.
The assessment uses the Ayala Risk Management Network, a global workshop approach to pinpoint and manage risks. Risk management expert Jillian Carson-Jackson says it's a practical tool that supports community-led navigation solutions.
I also know that they're also looking for the tourism, the safety for the tourists that are coming in, the yachts that are coming. You've got your tour guides that are going on. You want to make sure that the fishermen come home safe. The kids want to make sure their parents come home safe. So it's all about ensuring that the whole community is aware of safety of navigation.
With over 200 navigational aids in place, Acting Port Controller Lieutenant Commander Byrne Wright says upgrades are well underway and Bimini is on track for safer waters.
We've started to turn the curve in repairing, replacing, and modernizing all of the navigational aids in the country.
Navigating flats and shallow waters has long been a challenge in Bimini. Local Member of Parliament Kingsley Smith says he welcomes improvements that promise safer travel for his constituents.
We want to ensure that all the navigational aids, all the buoys, the lights, the instruments here on the island is up to date, is upgraded, and that the boaters could traverse these waters knowing that they are safe and they know how to chart our waters.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shane Stubbs.
Well, although they are a relatively new organization, the Bahamas Agriculture, Health and Food Safety Authority is making its presence felt in the Grand Bahama community as they held their own town hall meeting at the Forster B. Pristina Center. The entity makes it known they are not a replacement for the Department of Environmental Health, but rather a partner who shares the same goal of protecting the public from any harmful substances and pets which may linger in our plants and our food. Inspection Program Coordinator for the Department of Plant Protection within the authority, Dr. Ezra Bartholomew, notes the duties of his colleagues and himself are a necessity given the lack of proper evaluation of agriculture recently.
Because of globalization, ease of trade, the global community is getting smaller and more connected, which means pests are coming in quite easily with everything. Now we see individuals ordering stuff online, seeds online. There's no checks, it's just coming straight from wherever they're ordering it, no inspection into the Bahamas. You don't know what you're bringing.
The coordinator pleads with the public for their assistance in their mission, whilst also sharing the authority's interest to be re-established the local farming sector.
We hope one day to re-establish our agricultural sector so that farmers can start growing and being productive. Now, if we have pests in the country, they don't stand a chance. Because once they plant something, the pest is going to destroy it immediately. And that's one of the major problems we had in the past, and we're trying to eradicate that.
And still to come.
Bimini comes alive with the Goombay Festival, a vibrant showcase of culture, flavor, and talent, plus sports and more when we return.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
It's back to school with Bellevue Gifts and Supplies. Shop now and get huge savings on composition books, 15% off textbooks, workbooks, school supplies, and all teachers' aids. Bellevue Gifts and Supplies, Queens Highway, making going back to school more affordable.
Take your business to another level with Flamingo Bahamas Discount Saving Network. Get free TV and radio ads, local and international exposure. For more information, log on to www.flamingobahamas.com.
Strength isn't claimed, it's built. At Heroic Concrete, every block is made with purpose, crafted to protect, poured to endure. From ready-mix to premium 8-inch blocks, we supply the strength our nation needs. Proudly made in Grand Bahama, built for hurricanes, built for legacy. Creating products to bring value to our lives and strength to our future. Call 820-4376 or email sales@heroicgrouplimited.com.
Here are some tips for having your home ready for a hurricane. Keep all trees and shrubs trimmed. Bring in all outdoor furniture, plants, or any other items that may become airborne due to high winds. Cover windows and doors with hurricane shutters or pre-cut plywood. Clear drains and gutters. And remember to secure important documentation in case you have to evacuate. Don't be caught off guard this hurricane season. Be prepared.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. From sizzling local dishes to show-stopping performances, the Bimini Goombay Festival was a vibrant celebration of culture, flavor, and talent, drawing crowds from near and far for an unforgettable island experience.
Laying low in Bimini is always a vibe, but this time it hit different at the Bimini Goombay Festival. The Junior Director of Tourism gave a warm welcome to kick off the festivities, spotlighting the homegrown talent and creativity that make Bimini shine.
Let us honor our heritage, embrace our future, and most of all, let's have fun. So without further ado, I declare the 2025 Goombay Summer Festival on the island of Bimini officially open. Let the rhythm move you, the flavors amaze you, and the memories last a lifetime.
As the crowd grew and vendors rolled out an array of dishes, from grilled barbecue chicken and ribs to conch fritters, flame grilled burgers and fries, peas and rice and fresh lobster, the MP for West Grand Bahama and Bimini, Kingsley Smith, arrived and delivered his remarks.
On behalf of the Prime Minister and the Minister for Investments and Tourism, we say to all of you, those of you who are visiting from outside of the Bahamas, we welcome you here to Bimini. And for those of you who from the Bahamas visiting Bimini this weekend, we also welcome you here today.
With Robin Major lighting up the night alongside locals in a fiery performance, Carrington McKenzie serenading the crowd with smooth vocals, and Bimini's own legend Stevie S delivering the classics. The energy was nothing short of electric, showcasing the raw talent and creativity of Bahamians.
Now let's keep the spirit of Goombay alive, enjoy the music, the food, and the rich culture, and all the festivities that make Bimini so special.
The Bimini Goombay Festival brought culture to life for both locals and tourists, giving them a chance to immerse themselves in the festivities and experience the island's vibrant spirit. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm intern Aaron Burrows.
Well, if you're married, newlywed, or aspire to be married and looking to strengthen your relationships, one couple has used their voice to help in that regard. Vito and Linda Patrick celebrated their wedding anniversary with an official launch of their new book called The 7 Pillars to Strengthen Your Marriage. The co-authors say the book was not only inspired by their 22 years of marriage, but by the experiences from 27 other couples who contributed to helping couples who need it.
This book is about being intentional about your relationship. It's about doing the things that needs to be done on a daily basis so that you can show you love in meaningful ways. We also look at his and her needs, and of course, communication is key, and we of course bring in a lot of experiences from couples from around the world who would have shared what that is like for them.
They gave us do's and don'ts in terms of what are the do's and don'ts in the marriages and
success principles in terms of making marriages successful.
Bishop Godfrey Williams and Pastor Peter Watson, who is a contributor to the book, dubbed the release timely and vital piece of literature for any married couple. While Williams heralded the spiritual aspect of the book, Watson touched on why listening and catering to your partner's need is vital. The book can be purchased on Amazon or uniquecouples.com.
One of the contributions I gave was for the men to have a chef date that even though you can't cook, you got to come home and make sure, prepare something for your wife so that she feels special.
What they have given to us today, it was less about the flesh and about the spirit, what God has ordained. That's the foundation, because trying to do and have your marriage successful without Christ, it's going to fail.
It's now time for your Health is Wealth Monday tip.
Menopause is a natural part of a woman's life cycle. Medically, it is defined as occurring 12 months after your last menstrual period and marks the end of a menstrual cycle. It can happen in your 40s or 50s, but most women experience it in their early 50s. Menopause can be accompanied by hot flashes, anxiety or feelings of sadness and loss, irregular menstrual periods, vaginal dryness, night sweats, sleep problems, mood changes, weight gain, thinning hair, and dry skin. Also, you should be aware that if your menstrual cycles are irregular, there is still a chance that you could become pregnant. So if any of these symptoms I mentioned become a problem for you, please see your doctor to discuss treatment options. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and remember, your greatest wealth is your health.
And that's a look at stories making news. Jay, back again on Monday. What's happening in sports?
Back again. There was a flag football tournament this weekend in New Providence, Jamaica. And let's just say two teams from Grand Bahama, in fact, went over there. We'll find out how they did. We get back in sports.
Jose won. Let's come here right next, but first to check on the local weather forecast.
Island Bedding. We provide Bahamians a local option for factory direct quality sleep products. We have also expanded to include a range of furniture and home accessories. Check out our new living room pieces, including sectional, TV stands, accent tables, and more. Come on down to Island Bedding and feast your eyes on prices you have to see to believe. Located at number 5 Queens Highway, across from Caribbean Veterinarian.
Journey to a serene oasis. Relax. Rejuvenate. Renew. Welcome to Renew Day Spa. For appointments, call 352-RENU.
Guess what? Budget Pest Control has something important to show you. Copter termites former Salmus, the super termite. What makes them super? Their ferocious appetite can attack your home from below and above. They even attack forestry. But don't worry. Budget Pest Control has extensively studied this species on Grand Bahama. You can even check out our scientific paper. So you can count on us to protect your investment. Call Budget Pest Control, the termite specialist.
Here at Freeport Decorators, we have hundreds of products for you to choose from. Whether you're in the market for trophies, plaques, rubber stamps, corporate signs, any kind of interior signage, stamps, or seals, we're your one-stop shop. We feature glass, acrylic, crystal awards for every occasion. We build all the trophies here on site. Looking for a gift item? We feature pens, key rings, mugs, tumblers, barbecue tools, even bamboo cutting boards. Have something already? Bring it on down. Let us see if we can print that special something on it for you. Need a headstone? Memorialize the memory of your loved one with a beautifully lasered granite marker. Our store hours are Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. We focus on customization. So if you have an idea or a new concept, bring it on down, or call us at 352-5557, or even WhatsApp your idea to us at 646-0777, and we will do our best to make your awards and recognition ideas a reality.
Join us for City in Motion, your inside look at the people, progress, and possibilities shaping the city of Freeport. Each week, we bring you the stories behind the movement. Highlighting how the Grand Bahama Port Authority is leading with purpose.
Our desire is to connect Bahamians with the opportunities that's right in front of them.
This is City in Motion.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to Sports Top in Sports. Another summer camp wrapped up on Grand Bahama ahead of the new school year. Our sports intern, Michael Cunningham, was on the court and filed this report.
Another summer basketball camp taking place in the city of Freeport, this time at Urban Newell's Pine Ridge Basketball Court, led by former Bimini professional basketball player DeCarlo DeVoe.
It was pretty simple to mix basketball, which, I was once a professional in, playing in Europe after a stellar collegiate career in the University of Tampa, tried with the Nets, playing in Europe.
During the camp, the coaches touched on the fundamentals of basketball, the 3Ds, drive, draw, dish, and also passing, shooting, and ball handling.
Anytime you're around young people, you get a chance to give some expertise and some experience and some knowledge, but most importantly, you get to learn.
The Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, made a special appearance on the final day of camp.
We have a lot of international players and coaches here that are able to assist them. So I'm very, very pleased. I was pleased also to be a sponsor of the event.
Business partner Lachey Charles says that basketball serves even a bigger purpose.
It's not just based on basketball training, but it's also based on structure, discipline, and mental education for the young people.
For ZNS Total Sports, I'm intern Michael Cunningham.
Next, in sports, the Three Links boys traveled to New Providence to compete at the San Wars Invitational Flag Football Tournament. The Three Links boys defeated the Hornets 22-13 in the championship game against the Hornets to win the title. And finally in sports, Jonquel Jones and the New York Liberty lost to the LA Sparks 101-99 in their last game. Jones finished the game with 14 points and 8 rebounds in 29 minutes. The Liberty will be back in action again when they take on the Dallas Wings. Ladies and gents, that's your quick check on sports. Your Facebook friend of the day is next. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. BTC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
What is Business Fit? Business Fit is a group health insurance package offered by BAF Financial. What are some of the benefits of Business Fit? No deductible, dental and vision care, hospital room and board, surgical treatment, labs, medication and drugs, maternity, doctors, clinics, specialist visits, chemotherapy and radiation treatment, air and ground ambulance, and preventative care. Business Fit, offered by BAF Financial.
Have the following supplies on hand at the start of the hurricane season. A minimum 3-day supply of water, which provides 1 gallon of water per person per day. Minimum 3-day supply of non-perishable food items. Flashlights and extra batteries. A battery-powered radio to receive broadcasts that will keep you informed of the storm. A first aid kit. A 7-day supply of any prescribed medication. Don't be caught off guard this hurricane season. Be prepared.
Your number one team in the north. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
That concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles.
And I'm Jay Philippe.
Thanks so much for watching. Here's a live look at the Bahamas Tonight coming your way next.
This news is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, a snapshot of mid-year crime stats show across-the-board decrease. We have the numbers and what officials say led to the reduction. Plus, what led to the subdued growth in the country's main economic engine. And when convenience meets comfort, hear how a local service station pumps up its profile here in the capital. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. An unusual event for the Royal Bahamas Police Force, releasing crime stats mid-year. But Commissioner Shanta Knowles felt it necessary to get the word out that the force is seeing major successes in its ongoing fight against crime. The commissioner is also hoping the figures released today will help put the public's mind at ease. For the first half of the year, statistics provided by the Royal Bahamas Police Force show an overall reduction in major crimes across the board by some 14% versus the same period last year.
There were regional decreases across the board at rates of 15% in New Providence, 11% in Grand Bahama, and 6% in the Family Islands District.
Police Commissioner Shanta Knowles providing that information in her first ever mid-year report, which comes as she also marks 6 months in that chair. The Commissioner's report shows crimes against the person down some 30%. This category includes homicides, which have fallen by 27%, with 44 incidents this year versus 60 in 2024. The overall solvency rate stands at 64%.
Victims between the ages of 18 and 45 represents 84% of all homicides. Again, retaliation, gang, and conflict continues to trend as the most common motives for murder, representing 64% collectively.
In addition to homicides, armed robberies are down 42%, stolen vehicles, house and shop break-ins as well. The RBPF also reporting significant firearm and ammunition seizures, with some 196 firearms and more than 8,300 rounds of ammunition removed from our streets. Success to report too, drug transshipment.
For the first part of the year, we were able to seize an estimated 2,691 pounds of marijuana, 10 marijuana plants, and 2,130 pounds of cocaine. As a result, we arrested 873 persons and charged 680 of them for illegal drug possession offenses.
Commissioner Knowles revealing as well Monday that sexual offenses also decreased by 30%, with 87 incidents reported in the first 6 months of this year compared to 125 last year. These offenses include rape, unlawful sexual intercourse, and attempted rape.
Well, with the release of data showing a downward trend in crime comes questions about what's behind this noticeable drop and what's being done to police the organization. Well, our coverage continues now with Corvell Pfeiffer.
This commissioner's appointment to the top chair earlier this year was welcomed as historic, praised for shattering the glass ceiling and for bridging the gender equality gap. Conversely, though, Commissioner Shanta Knowles' ascension to the top chair came at a time that the RBPF's public image was badly wounded, diminishing public confidence in the force's ability to make a meaningful impact on the country's crime woes, and lingering questions about whether the force engendered a culture of corruption. It was to that last point the commissioner took grave exception. She defended her officers, saying that the force is made up overwhelmingly of good, honest men and women.
So please give us the credit where the credit is due. These are good people who are on our police force. Yes, we know that there are some bad apples, and as we find them, we will weed them out.
An overall decrease in major crimes across the board so far this year when compared to this time last year. It's a proud moment for Commissioner Knowles, who took the helm at the RBPF this past January. But she's not taking the credit all for herself. She shares it with a higher power and her men and women.
I believe the good Lord is working with the Royal Bahamas Police Force even more than he has before. And I believe that the officers understand truly their mandate to go out there and give true service to the Bahamian people, and they are doing just that.
Many of the problems, situations, issues, or whatever term you care to use do predate Commissioner Knowles' tenure as chief. But as she gets the credit for successes, these too will now also be her crosses to bear.
I want to say that all the success that we talk about today and that is coming under my commissionership is because of the men and women who sit at the table with me and the men and women who patrol our streets every day.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corval Pyfrom.
In related news, police are looking into a report of an alleged sexual assault here in the capital this past weekend. So far, they've gathered that the victim and a man was in a car in the Westridge area around noon Saturday when he reportedly drove her to a bushy area and sexually assaulted her. The matter's under active investigation. Coming up, senators debate the land reform bills. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. That and more in a moment.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping. Travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. BTC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
Long day? Hungry crew? Say less and satisfy everyone with KFC's Summer Buckets. Grab a super summer bucket and get 8 juicy pieces of fried chicken, 8 nuggets, corn, our new white rice with gravy, 4 buttery biscuits, 4 Switcha Pink lemonades, and 4 dessert biscuits. So whether it's on the beach, at home, or chilling with the crew, KFC's Summer Bucket starting at just $20. Bring all the flavor. Summer with KFC. It's finger licking good.
Back into school.
Wait. What you doing there?
Oh, you didn't know it? Popeye's giving up the $5,000 for summer, dog.
Stop that.
All you gotta do is purchase a NOLA box, any Popeye's location. You can even enter online to win a NOLA box. What that is? That's a chicken sandwich, 2 tenders, fries, apple pie, drink for $13.95.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
edition of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, where safety is first.
You're looking at a shot there of the National Art Gallery located on West Street and adjacent to the historic Grey Cliff property. This gallery is home to Bahamian art. That shot taken by drone pilot Kyson Miller. Welcome back. The central bank today giving details on the country's economic status during its routine quarterly briefing. As Danielle Dean tells us, some economic areas seeing progress while others require a bit more work.
Central Bank Governor John Roll says while there's been a visible and unwanted decline in stopover tourists, there's an understanding and appreciation that the growth in this visitor category depends on inventory for accommodation.
In the stopover segment where the bulk of the industry's receipts were recorded, inflows were boosted because of higher average pricing, despite a slightly reduced number of visitors. The vacation rental segment contributed notably with an expanded listing of properties supporting a nearly 10% increase in average room sales and further appreciation in average nightly room rates occurring alongside the room sales increase.
Stopover tourism, though, remains a weak link for the industry this year.
Tourism, as the main engine of growth, is likely to show mixed trends, in particular with the slowest results being in the U.S. stopover component, relative to more sustained expansion in vacation rental receipts, non-U.S. stopovers, and returns from the cruise segment.
The governor believes while other sectors indicate lower returns for the remainder of the year, that's not the case for our number one industry.
Despite the contrast, though, between performance in hotels versus vacation rentals, the central bank's analysis of online travel sites and forward-looking bookings and pricing data forecasts better hotel sector revenues over the remainder of this year as compared to the second half of last year.
Nevertheless, he added, the forecast of improved earnings focus on the likely improvement in average room rates without any forecasted uptick in occupancy compared to the same period in 2024. While some contributing factors to the stopover drop are inevitable, like mass bookings by tourists within the same time frame, for example, weekends, the governor says there are some steps like niche marketing that can be taken by stakeholders to improve these numbers. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Well, overlapping of claims, uncertainty regarding ownerships, title deeds not recorded, multiple sales on the same parcel of land, high transaction cost, all leading to a title nightmare for some seeking to secure property rights. And as the Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs, the Honourable Ryan Pinder, noted in leading off debate on two land bills in the upper chamber this morning, the task at hand is to change the abuses of a common law system to one that is certain, reliable, and most cost-effective.
There will be no need to trace title for 30 years anymore. No need. Instead, land buyers will rely on the government and not an attorney to ascertain all the rights and interests in land. It's a historical transformation, especially when you think about the system we're actually under today. Registration will afford commercial confidence to vendors and purchasers of land, significantly reducing the incidence of litigation of land titles and ensuring that there is transparency and independence in the investigation of titles by adjudicators. Purchasers can purchase and vendors can sell land knowing that no one else will have a claim to that land.
And while his party agrees with what's on the table, leader of opposition business in the Senate, Darren Henfield says Darren Henfield says reasoned that for there to be truly a confidence in the system, there must be consistency.
We support modernizing land dealings in our country, but at the end of the day, such a system must be built on a foundation of unequivocal and absolute trust, transparency, and integrity if it's going to be embraced by Bahamians and foreigners who conduct land transactions in the Bahamas. The business of land dealing has become stigmatized by stories of corruption, underhanded dealings, which scare off potential transactions in many of our family islands and elsewhere in the country. And so We hope by passing these pieces of legislation that we will inspire people to know that you are getting a good, clean, marketable title.
Well, from education to health, law and order, to economic growth, to global tourism leadership, the Progressive Liberal Party's deputy leader using a men's branch meeting this past Sunday to reflect on the party's achievements and continued progress. West Alex Forbes has the story.
Alongside members of Parliament being in Grantstown, Wade Watson, Nassau Village, Jamal Strawn, and former Member of Parliament, Picewell Forbes, Deputy Prime Minister the Honourable Chester Cooper highlighted the PLP's achievements, underscoring recent initiatives including the National School Breakfast Program, infrastructural projects, job growth, and tourism record-breaking numbers.
And it ain't just about the numbers, it's about the jobs, it's about the opportunities. And you tell them in Labour we sign all the agreements, and it ain't about the agreements, it's about the people. And you tell them in immigration, no matter what the talks are, we've tackled the shanty towns, and you don't even hear about the shanty town talk no more. But we fought it, we built houses, we restructured BPL, and in every ministry all across the Bahamas, we have shown progress. We're building airports in Cat Island, in Bimini, in Meguana, in Georgetown, Exuma, in Naughty Lutriga start soon. Crooked Island, coming soon. Last week we signed Blackpoint. Don't forget Long Island. And there could be Rock Sound too. That's the kind of work we're putting in. In Grand Bahama, we made Celebration Key happen.
Wade Watson highlighted catastrophic health care support.
No more cookers. All you have to do is write Dr. Davin, let him know what your challenges are, present him with a receipt, and you can get assistance with this new catastrophic healthcare. Free medication, ladies and gentlemen, is on the way. The first in the history of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Jamal Strawn reported a low in homicide rates in his constituency, calling it a quiet victory.
I would say there hasn't been any aggressive crime in Nassau Village for the last 4 months.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Wes Alex Forbes.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
In 2010, a grant helped Bahamas striping group of companies get started. Today, that seed has grown into a national force, building roads, airports, and brighter futures. Now, we're leading the way through public-private partnerships, what we call 3Ps, where government vision meets private sector innovation. 3Ps empowers local subcontractors, giving them the chance to bid. And with every contract, we're putting money directly into communities, creating jobs, supporting families, and fueling growth. From roads in Eleuthera to community centers in the inner city, we're not just laying asphalt, we're laying foundations for financial opportunity. At Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, we believe in building more than infrastructure. We're building up Bahamians who build the Bahamas. 3Ps, public-private partnerships for people, progress, and prosperity.
Only one item? Are you tired of limited choices? I'll have the one item on the menu, thank you. Wow! So many choices. Why settle for less when you deserve more? When it comes to the ways you pay, the more, the better. With a variety of payment options available, you can enjoy the freedom to choose what works best for you. Choose freedom. Choose flexibility. Choose from the full menu of payment options. The future of pay is digital.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
This portion of the news is brought to you by 700 Wines and Spirits, bringing celebration across the nation.
Well, multi-million-dollar upgrades on tap for the Blackpoint Airport, and behind the work, a local contractor right out of Abaco. Once completed, the facility is expected to provide a major economic boost to that island due to increased airlift and expanded economic opportunities. Fern Carey has more.
Residents in Blackpoint Exuma will soon benefit from enhanced direct regional and international airlift to that island once major upgrades to the airport in that community are completed. The government signed a $17.9 million contract with Abaco Aggregates and Cement Limited on Thursday for the full reconstruction and expansion of the facility beginning this coming September. Contractor Keno Simmons believes the Morton Airport will be a source of pride for Blackpoint.
We will nearly double the length of the runway from 2,800 feet to 5,000 feet. The new runway will be 100 feet wide with a 2-inch thick asphalt hot mix. New apron, solar lights, striping of the runway, and perimeter fencing are among the works to be undertaken. All these upgrades are fully compliant with International Civil Aviation Organization standards.
Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, the Honorable Philip Davis, says the project is all about leveraging 21st century technology to meet the specific needs of each island.
This is what sustainable, inclusive, culturally appropriate development looks like. We've already standardized facilities and services across many family island airports and completed design models within each of the three airport tier classifications. What this means is more efficiency, more cost savings, and more transparency in procurement and construction.
Blackpoint residents Kendall Black and Sidney McPhee are already looking ahead to the economic opportunities forecasted.
It's been a long time coming, but thanks to the government of the Bahamas for making it happen for us.
For the airport, we have businesses, we have like several businesses there, and that in itself opened doors, you know, bringing in visitors. Like the Prime Minister and the Deputy Prime Minister said, it's going to be international flights coming in and out, emergency flight day and night. When you have something like that, historical, it expands the island also, you know, job-wise.
Work on the airport is expected to be completed within 12 months. Fern Carey, ZNS Network News.
Well, you know what time it is. Time to check in with Royston and Marlena for a sneak peek of what's coming up in Access Now.
Well, Makushla, we have quite a treat coming up for us tonight. Corvell Pyfram is headed over to Airborne Gymnastics.
Absolutely. We promised last week that we'd have a rumbling good time. We've signed, sealed, and delivered, and we're both looking forward to Corvell's theatrics tonight.
Oh, yeah.
As I am. Stay with us. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight. The National Report continues after this.
Diet-friendly special.
Did you know you could send a local bank transfer to a $1 wallet? It's the same as sending a transfer to an account at another local bank. Simply use the wallet's 12-digit top-up address as the account number, savings as the account type, Central Bank of the Bahamas as the bank, and $1 as the branch with branch code or transit number 12,000. Don't use urgent or priority delivery. Transfers to $1 wallets are processed through the Bahamas Automated Clearinghouse Network within 1 business day.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter, an innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 95th Terrace, Centerville, and now located in the Lukayan Shopping Center of Freeport, Grand Bahama.
Are you straight? Bro, I ain't getting no service. I can't make no calls. I can't post nothing on my stories. I don't get it.
Wait, you on a live? Shad, come, let's fix that. Come. This one needs saving. Pour them over, please.
Say less. Sign up today. Enjoy 5 gigs on us with select prepaid plans when you port your number to Alive, or 3 months free Alive fiber services when you port your landline.
From premium fuel to a full-service coffee house, Rubus's newest location on Shirley Street is transforming what Bahamians expect from a gas station. Managing Director Raymond Samuel says it's all part of a long-term strategy to modernize the customer experience and bring more value to the community.
It's part of our strategy to upgrade and transform our service stations to create better value from our customers. We do recognize that, traditional offering is not what the customers are looking for. Customers are looking for hubs, are looking for service stations that offer more value. We expect the foot traffic to grow. We expect the vehicular traffic to grow. We expect customers to make this their destination location, and we're looking forward to serving them here.
And part of why that traffic is pouring in, coffee. President of Lewis and Stein's Coffee House, Larry Russell, is proud to welcome the station into the fold as the newest coffee house in the country. Customers like Patricia Unali says it's the perfect blend of convenience and comfort.
And the feedback is grand because a lot of folks who live in the east, they have to drive out to the west to come to Market Orleans, but now they have their coffee shop in their backyard.
The location is excellent. The service is excellent. They've picked an amazing team that I think is really bringing a lot of joy and happiness back to the community around here. I really enjoy using Rubus. This one definitely has a better feel to it, a lot more modern, sophisticated. It just feels like a breath of fresh air.
And that does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
Things may be tough, but Wendy's got you covered. Grab a day single or chicken sandwich with a junior fries and 16-ounce beverage for just $6.95. Why choose less from the other guys when you can get more? At Wendy's, we're providing bigger bites and better deals. So purchase your Tings Tough Value Meal today. Now available at all locations, excluding the airport and food truck.
Man, this ain't making no sense, man. How people making it out here, Dre?
If you want to stop living paycheck to paycheck, you gotta learn how to budget. First, write down all of your income. Then, list out all of your expenses. And don't forget to save. Stop throwing away money. Put something aside for savings. And get this, government savings bonds can safely grow your money. So start budgeting, save your coins, and invest smart. Financial independence, wait, financial independence, wait. Learn how to invest in government savings bonds on the Central Bank of the Bahamas website.
Tourism today. Bahamas tourism today.
Speaking to Sandals Chairman's Royal Club, Director General of the Ministry of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, Latia Duncombe, shared with numerous travel agents about why it's always better in the Bahamas.
So it's always a pleasure when I have the opportunity to speak to those individuals that deliver business to the destination. And so today I had the opportunity to speak with a group of agents, a group of individuals, a part of the Chairman's Royal Club of Sandals Global. And so these are the persons that deliver business, more than $1 million of business annually throughout the Sandos network. Obviously, I'm going to always highlight and promote the islands of the Bahamas and share with them the why that the Bahamas should always top the leaderboard. With our 16 islands that we have to offer, hidden gems, lots of experiences in the destination, the Bahamas will always remain on their bucket list, no matter what their visitor preferences are.
CEO of Unique Vacations, Jeff Clark, and Executive Vice President of Sales and Industry Relations, Gary Sadler, addressed the importance of showing travel agents our 16-island destination.
The success of this is when they go home. They go home and they sell the island. What these travel agents do best is they sell what they know. Right? So it's just not about the hardware, but it's about the experience that the Bahamas gives to their clients when they go home. So we come here, we educate them, we get them to speak with the Director General this morning. So it really, really is a great event, and it'll bear fruit into the future.
Today is all about our Chairman's Royal Club, and those travel advisors are the ones who are our top sellers. The fact that the Ministry of Tourism has partnered with us to ensure that these visitors to the Bahamas have a great time is just remarkable, because they're the ones who sell the Bahamas, and you wouldn't find a better destination than the Bahamas for them.
For more tourism updates, visit Tourism Today or Bahamas.com. I'm Michael Miller, and this is Tourism Today.
Women are honored at this year's Women of Distinction Excellence Awards. Does this prove women are always right? Find out tonight.
And a Baintown native gives back to his community, creating quite a stir. As he says, giving back is a part of his purpose.
Plus, the Caribbean Talent Showcase, some 16 local gospel artists performing on the stage before American music executives who got the nod. Stay close for that.
And coming up in sports, champions crowned at bodybuilding nationals.
The Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Royson Jones, filling in for LaDon.
And I'm Marlena Leonard. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
You know, based on our lineup tonight, I think that Fergie's song Clumsy kind of comes to mind.
You got me tripping. Oh, stop. Yeah, I mean, that one, yeah, like, it kind of would fit for gymnasts because it's the flipping part. I don't know about the tripping part. They probably don't want to do that.
Good
but where are we heading tonight?
Great vocals there, by the way. I think we might have to have like a tune-in Tuesday, perhaps.
Oh, please.
As far as tonight, we have the Airborne Gymnastic Club with Corvell Piper peeping in on a few tumbles, what's coming up later in the show. But for now, let's dive right into the news. Celebrating strength, service, and success, 14 women are honored at this year's Women of Distinction Excellence Awards, highlighting their impact on Bahamian society. Ambarishan Burrows has more.
The ceremony, under the patronage of Commissioner of Police Shanta Knowles, honoring women across various industries, including law enforcement, education, and artistry. Organization chairperson Judy Mae Gardiner-Moss says the decision to host the awards came after seeing too many women go unrecognized during their lifetime.
2015, after I owned Judy's Hat Shop, and there were so many of my customers that were dying. And when you asked them before their demise, they said they've never been honored or nothing like that. And I saw all these women just going home to glory and never been, no one ever stopped by to say thank you. And so I decided, along with my sister, we came together in 2016, and we held our first Woman of Distinction.
Commissioner Knowles, addressing the audience, notes that she is grateful for the recognition.
My appointment as the first female Commissioner of Police in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas is not just a personal milestone. It is a reflection of the sacrifices of countless women who came before me.
Honorees including Justice Cheryl Grant Thompson, Chief Superintendent of Police Chrislyn Skippins, Apostle Lee Watson, and businesswoman Myrtis Benaby, also sharing similar sentiments of gratitude for their recognition.
I'm really enjoying being a woman of distinction and elegance and being recognized as such.
Most lost for words as to the feeling to be among such esteemed leading women of this country.
I consider it as a move of God when you see women coming together of different denominations, and may I say different colors, but we're together and we love one another.
Oh, I'm so surprised to see that I didn't know I'm the oldest until I see the others. I'm proud.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Marisha Barros.
What a wonderful way to recognize women making a difference. Well, a former Baintown native is making a difference by giving back to the community that he once called home. Our Amaya Moss was there and has the story.
A former Baintown resident returned to his community, sharing kindness, care, and packages filled with everyday essentials. Scores of Baintown residents were recipients of his big donation this weekend. The philanthropist says giving back was always part of his purpose, standing on the same streets that helped shape his story. His donations filled with love, dignity, and a sense of hope.
I grew up here with my family, my brothers and sisters, and living here, I experienced the harsh climates of drugs, violence, addictions. And when I moved to California to pursue a career in acting and writing, on the plane ride home to visit my family, I would always see the harsh conditions. And so on the plane ride home, I had a vision of creating something. The goal of this movement, this nonprofit, is to get youth and adults basically to see themselves, see their purpose, and see their potential.
Standing beside him was his wife, Lolita Brown, who played a key role in the outreach, helping to organize and distribute the care packages.
When my husband was here, he felt the weight of the circumstances, the issues that he experienced here, and his desire was to create something where it can almost be like heaven on earth, where people can know that beyond their circumstances, they can thrive, they can dream, they can build, they can do whatever they believe and set their hearts out to. And so we come back, we decorate it with fun, but the ultimate thing is to inspire the children, the community.
In the heart of Baintown, one man's act of kindness lit a spark that may burn long after the tokens of togetherness are gone. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Amaya Moss.
Such a rewarding experience to give back. Thanks, Amaya. Over the weekend, some 16 local gospel artists performing on stage, grabbing the attention of American music executives at the Caribbean Talent Showcase. Our Desmond Saunders was there.
16 local gospel artists sharing one stage before top U.S. music executives with the hopes of securing a major record deal. It's an opportunity of a lifetime. The project's brainchild, Shervin Gardner.
Because of my connection with where God has taken me, I'm a sign artist and have multiple distribution and all of that. I kind of use these connections to be able to help impact others from the Caribbean. So a lot of artists came in from different islands and some from the Bahamas to showcase the talent to some record execs, managers, people in the industry. Not just, there's some physically here and there's some online as well. So they have an opportunity to showcase God and showcase their gift.
International recording artist Shervin Gardner says the Caribbean Gospel Showcase provides added exposure for Bahamian gospel music.
It's just their time to shine. The connections and feedback come because people looking for new things. And that's one of the great things right now. There's a lot more people, managers, booking agents, looking for something different from what is there. So the Caribbean is one of the places they're looking into.
The Caribbean Gospel Showcase partnering with U.S.-based record label 1218 Collective to give signed artists global exposure and full artist support. Record executive Alex Starr says Bahamian gospel music is a unique sound that everyone wants.
We've been really taking a super interest in artists here in the Caribbean, and we hear that there are amazing artists here in the gospel as well as in the Christian R&B and hip-hop. So we're just hoping that we can find something here that we might look at signing and producing and developing as well, and hopefully we can find someone that we can take globally.
Local artists Colin Christopher and Emmanuel Fertil excited about working with the major record label.
I feel really good about it. I'm a little nervous. Right before I came here, my stomach was a little uneasy, but I think that's just the nerves.
It is a big opportunity. I'm hoping something comes out of it for myself and the other artists of the Caribbean.
Local gospel artists going global. Desmond Saunders of Bahamas Tonight.
I see our E-Man. What an amazing opportunity. Thanks, Desmond. Well, a fresh approach to foot care is drawing attention from tourists and visitors alike, bringing new methods to traditional care while also setting a fresh pace for wellness in the community. Our Maya Moss is back to tell us more.
Tiny fish, bubbling foot baths, and full-body detox, all under one roof. Paradise Petties is turning heads and changing how people think about relaxation. It's part science, part self-care, and about making every step a little lighter. Owner of the establishment, Lakira Russell, says the capital's newest self-care gem is more than just a beauty stop. It's a wellness haven.
Once you walk through our doors, you would feel the very essence of the Bahamas, from our Junkanoo murals that splashed on the walls to our even the tropical scents when you walk through here. You can hear in the background local rake and scrape music, as well as tropical refreshments. You can have a seat, have a fish pedicure, and also maybe sip on some coconut water and Bahama Mamas.
From the moment guests dip their toes in, they're greeted with a gentle buzz of pampering, unlike anything else in the capital. Locals and tourists shared glowing reviews.
And there's just a lot of really cool stuff here. I like the vibes are really fun. It's a really cool place.
I only had this done one other time, and the experience was nowhere near the level of quality or the environment that this place is putting off. I highly recommend anybody that's out, whether you're locals or you're on a cruise, come here and enjoy this experience. Second to none.
Well, it's clear that Paradise Petties isn't just redefining foot care, it's reimagining the entire ritual of relaxation with a futuristic flair that's impossible to ignore. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Amaya Moss.
Thanks, Amaya. Well, our Corvell Pyfram is out there at Airborne Gymnastics Club getting his tumble on. Corvell, can you tell us what's happening out there?
Marlena, very exciting times for us on this Monday evening. We're coming to you live tonight from the Airborne Gymnastics and Fitness Club. We're watching some future high flyers perform for us here this afternoon. So we're going to be telling you a lot about that, what's happening here at this club. I'm sure there are going to be people watching who would like to be a part of it. So we'll talk to Revere Bethel and some of our participants. Stay with us. We'll have more for you coming up here on the Bahamas Tonight. Access now. Marlena, let's go back to you.
Good stuff, Corvell. I hope to see you starting to do some of that stuff too. Well, we'll see you on the next side of the break along with Basil and Weather. So stay close, everyone.
For hurricane season, we got impact windows and doors. For protection, just come to our store. Plus we got tiles to pretty up your walls and your floors. We'll help you brighten up for that big bad storm. Porcelain tiles, blank tiles, mosaic tiles, a variety of styles. Big 14s get right, they gotta be rough. That's why we got the best deals in the whole Bahamas. Hey, hey.
Hey, it's your honorary pump attendant back again with another episode on the do's and don'ts at the service station. Let's go. What you ain't gonna do is just pull up to any dispenser and put the nozzle inside your car without reading the signs. Because if you put the wrong fuel inside your car and the car mess up, you could be mad at us, all right? And then you have to walk or catch bus for about 3 to 18 months. What you're supposed to do is read the signs. We place signs all over the dispenser to tell you which fuel is which. Because you put the wrong one in the car, say bop, and you could be mad at us. You could be, oh, what happened to my car? No, it's you who ain't read. It say diesel, diesel, one word, diesel. You got up, and you mad at us. Read, that's all you have to do.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. ATC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
It's time now for your access weather forecast. In the tropics, very low chance of tropical cyclone development over the next 7 days. The only area we're looking at is in the far eastern Atlantic, where the hurricane center is just giving it about a 10% chance of any kind of development. But we'll keep our eyes on those areas over the next couple of days. And our live weather radar showing pockets of showers and even some isolated thunderstorms to the southwest of Andros, also near the Berry Islands and south of Grand Bahama. All of these showers are being advected towards the west, and that's being supported by high pressure system on the surface, coupled with light winds and very warm temperatures, which will trigger those showers during the course of the night and tomorrow. And your boating forecast tonight, well, it's brought to you by Live Business, where we bulk up your business. In the northwest and central islands tonight, light and variable winds, very flat sea conditions, but they will be locally heavy near those showers and thunderstorms. High tide taking place at 11:27 tonight. And for the southeast Bahamas, easterly winds 10 to 15 knots, the wave heights 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. And as we take you into Tuesday and Wednesday of this week, those winds, they're going to switch out of the southeast, becoming 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet. High tide will take place at 11:57 in the morning, with a low tide at 6:07 in the afternoon. Now for the southeast, central and southeast Bahamas, Tuesday and Wednesday, southeast winds as well. But those winds will be a little stronger at 12 to 18 knots, and the wave heights 3 to 6 feet. So we're asking small craft in the central and southeastern islands to exercise caution beginning on Tuesday, and that will carry over into Wednesday. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they're brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. That's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But join me at 11 o'clock for a full weather update. Marlena.
Thanks, Basil. Well, as we told you, Airborne Gymnastics Club is where our Corvell Pyfrom is right now. Corvell, how's it going out there?
Both over here. I think I'm getting the cue. I'm sorry, it's kind of loud in here, Marlena. So I hope we're on air, but we are back here at the Airborne Gymnastics and Fitness Club. It's in the Oaksville area. And standing with me, because we're going to show you some of the wonderful talent that is here working out this evening, I have one of the assistant coaches with me, and this is Rivera Bethel. Rivera, how long have you been with this program?
I've been with Airborne from before they actually became Airborne. So I started gymnastics when I was about 7 under the leadership of Tony Johnson and Richard Cunningham.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but roughly how long have you been doing this?
Roughly, I've been doing gymnastics for about 10 years.
Oh, wow. What's it like working with these young folks?
Now, as a coach, it's very exciting because you get to see their dreams come true, and also basically vicariously living through them, because we didn't have Carifta and everything when we did gymnastics.
And that's what I was thinking. I was like, you know, we've all watched the Olympics and thought like, whoa, this would be cool, you know, and now you're making this dream a reality, and who knew this was happening? What's the interest level like?
The interest level, parents and kids definitely love a safe environment for their kids to tumble, and then it also gives them great exposure. So for our first Carifta last year, we went to Jamaica, and then this year we're going to Trinidad.
And how young do you take these kids?
The younger, the better. So we actually start them at summer camp from 2 to 3 years old, and then take them up from there.
And I noticed today it's all females, but do you do co-ed, or is it
yes, so males and females. We cater to males and females at Airborne Gymnastics. So, you know, guys want to show off their back handsprings, their back tucks. So that's a great way to get them into the group of gymnastics as well.
And we also have with us here tonight, Charis Edgecombe. She's 14 years old and a student of St. Anne's, with a bad leg at the moment. You sprained your ankle, you told me, huh?
Yes, sir.
Doing gymnastics?
Yes, sir.
Oh, and how long have you been doing this?
I've been doing gymnastics from the age of 2.
And so what is it that's drawn you to doing this?
I enjoyed the sport, watching it, and I wanted to do it. So my mommy put me in it, and now we're here.
And in terms of level of difficulty, on a scale of 1 to 10, how difficult do you think it is to become a good gymnast?
I'd say a 7.
It's a lot of work, isn't it?
Yes. If you're dedicated, then it's going to be easy.
And so what's your specialty at this point?
Like my special event?
Yeah. What's your area? I saw you up on those beams earlier.
My special event would be balance beam. What's over there?
Okay, so what's that? What do you call those things?
That's uneven bars.
Uneven bars. So I saw you working out on those as well. So you know, tell me, walk me through what's happening with these kids that I see that are in the drill area right now. Both of you, go on.
Okay, so we have kids tumbling on the floor, and we also have them tumbling on the balance beam. So the balance beam,
tumble trot
on the trampoline. So on the floor, you basically work on all of your skills, whether it be back tucks, round off, split jumps, and then on the beam, it takes a little bit more focus and concentration because you're on a 4-inch piece of wood, and then you just go from there.
It's clear I don't know what I'm talking about here, but how long does it take to move from one area to the other? I mean,
like Chara says, the sport has a lot to do with dedication. So every level, you're supposed to get better over time. So you might be on the low beam for about 2 weeks. If you keep at it, you come to practice every day, it might take a little bit longer for those that don't attend practice as often.
So when should folks send their kids to you? Like once you discover that your kid knows automatically how to backflip or something like that, it's probably
well, we have afternoon programs from all year round, actually. So right now, you guys would be witnessing the afternoon program, but right now we have our summer camp going on. It started in June, and the last day would be August 22nd. So you enroll them in summer camp, you see their skills, their level of intensity, and then you bring them back during September.
And beyond summer camp, how often are you guys here?
All year round, every day.
Okay. And to get involved in this program, what is it that parents, guardians ought to know?
They should know that it takes a lot of discipline, it takes a lot of skill, and the integrity to the sport. You have to be determined. You have to want it for yourself.
In terms of competition, what's next for these young athletes?
Next for these young athletes will be the Carifta 2025 team to go to Trinidad. Like I said, we did Carifta for the first year last year. We had 9 gymnasts go, and we came back with 14 medals.
Good stuff.
4 of which were gold. So this year, we plan on sending them to Trinidad for Carifta. And also in December, we have Atlantis Crown.
All right, well, thank you both. There you have it. And your hours of operation. If folks want to find you to send their kids, tell me real quick.
For summer camp, we're here from 8 to 1. And then our afternoon hours are from 4:30 to 7 o'clock.
It's gymnastics, so I'm sure there's a social media page they can look you up on.
Yes, so they can definitely look us up on Facebook at Airborne Gymnastics and Fitness for All. And then they could reach out to our head director, Rashad Cunningham, at 436-5699.
You know, I came prepared to do a move, but seeing how skillful these young people are, I said, no, I don't want to embarrass myself. But thank you both. It was great being here with you. So, yeah, there you go. Come and check it out. It's great for the kids, and it seems as though it's a lot of fun. So that is what we have for you tonight here from the Airborne Gymnastics and Fitness Club, reporting live for Access Now. I'm Corvell Pye from Let's Go Back in Studio. To you, Marlena.
Thanks so much, Corvell. It's such a pity we ran out of time. I know you were so excited to show us that round-off back handspring. I was getting dizzy watching those gymnasts go. Well, keep it tumbling, and it's time for us to check in with ZNS Total Sports to see what's on tap.
And new champions crowned at the Bahamas Bodybuilding Nationals. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
Shop early to get your uniforms and catch Janae's Uniform Center's buy 4, get 1 free sale. Pre-monogrammed and regular school shirts, dry fit and cotton polos, jumpers, skirts, boys long and short pants, PE shorts, underclothes, tights, socks, neckties, belts, sleeping mats, hair accessories, and character work desks. Get 50% off backpacks, lunch bags, and raincoats. Buy 4 school shirts, get 1 free. Buy 2 skirts, jumpers, or pants, get the third 50% off. Need embroidery and monogramming done? Visit Janae's Uniform Center early. Beat the back-to-school rush. Janae's Chesapeake Road back-to-school special. Restrictions apply.
Praise Break 2025 is coming. Nassau, get ready for an experience like none other. Humble John Entertainment presents Praise Break 2025, featuring Kevin Dowswell.
Nassau, Bahamas. It's your boy Kevin Dowswell. I'm coming. I can't wait to see you for Praise Break 2025.
Bree Babadoo.
Hey everybody, it's Bree Babadoo. Listen, I will be in Nassau, Bahamas on August the 9th at the Nassau Bahamas Cruise Port.
Shara J, Johnny Gibson, Thea Johnson, E-Man, Jeanette Hepburn, Nikisha Barnes, TJ Gunson, and the Queen of Gospel, Pastor Shirley Caesar.
Hello, Nassau, Bahamas. I'm Pastor Shirley Caesar, and I'm so excited.
Live in concert, Saturday, August 9th at the Amphitheater at the Nassau Cruise Port. Tickets are now on sale and online at ticketjunkies.com. VIP is $100 for platinum seating, tables, and sky lounges. Call 816-2175. Praise Break 2025, featuring the Queen of Gospel, Pastor Shirley Caesar. You don't want to miss it.
Snacks for the kids, picnics for the family, summer fun eating starts at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Kraft macaroni and cheese, 5.5 ounces, 99 cents. Parmalat whole or 2% reduced fat milk, 32 ounces, $3.19. Sweet cantaloupes, $3.99 each. Danish spare ribs, $2.39 per pound. Bone-in chicken breasts, $1.99 per pound. Duck the summer heat and cool off with the specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Welcome to your Monday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports from this weekend over the University of the Bahamas. Some of the country's best bodybuilders hitting center stage, the Bahamas Bodybuilding and Wellness National Championships. A look at some of the winners in the Junior Fit Challenge. The winner there, Kelvin Francis. Fitness Open winner, Alexander Kemp. Bodybuilding Open and Masters winner, Ork Nesbitt. Men's Physique winner, Judah Forbes. Classic Bodybuilder winner, Khaled Ross. On the women's side, in the wellness division, Danica Thompson would take home that category. Junior bikini winner on the ladies' side from North Andros, Shantae Raming. Bikini Open winner in the women, Jackie Clare. On the men's fitness model side, it would be Alexander Kemp. And the male fitness challenge senior winner, Elgin Gibson. Now, ZNS sports team caught up with President Wellington Sayers and junior bikini winner, Shantae Raming.
Simply marvelous. One word, that's simply marvelous. Last year, as you know, we had a little hiccup, and this year we put on a show. So bodybuilding is back. It is growing where it used to be. Next year, nationals will be bigger, and we have a few competitions lined up for this year. We'll be able to pick a nice team, a bigger team than we had last year when we only had a selection.
I'm from North Andros, and I competed in the open bikini and the youth bikini, junior bikini. So tonight, I was not nervous. I went into it with confidence because without confidence, what would I have done? Probably tripped and fall on the stage. So the crowd was very hyped. I loved it. And it just gave me a little bit more motivation to keep going. This is my first time doing it, so it just reassured me, hey, everything is okay. Just keep your head up, keep your chin up, keep the stomach tucked in, and you're going to do fine.
And that's a look at your sports on this Monday. Until tomorrow, I'm Amajal Knowles, signing out.
Come and visit us at Shop Smart, 'cause everything is here.
Yes, we have it all for you. Toys, clothing, office supplies, appliances, custom cut blinds, bedding, drapes, and rugs. Come and visit us on Mackey Street, 2 blocks down from Wolf Road. Call us at 698-1052.
Shop Smart, and Shop Smart, and Shop Smart. Oh, everything is here.
The Hidden Disabilities Sunflower is a globally recognized symbol for persons with invisible disabilities.
The sunflower lanyard made our journey less stressful, smoother, and more inclusive.
REACH is proud to support the Hidden Sunflower Scheme, which makes the invisible visible. So far, the Nassau Airport Authority and the Nassau Cruise Port are sunflower certified.
So if you see someone with a sunflower lanyard, always remember to be patient and ask if they need some help. Please be kind and always remember to show respect.
We wish to encourage more hotel operators with amenities such as water parks, restaurants, cinemas, government offices to join this initiative, making the Bahamas a more sunflower-friendly country.
Please feel free to reach out to the REACH office at 328-4123, or you can reach out to the National Commissions for Persons with Disabilities at 396-8700.
Watson has been the trusted voice of journalism for over 2 decades. He is your first choice for hard-hitting discussions, your best choice for current affairs issues and investigative journalism. It's time to start the journey of relentless journalism. It's time to start the journey of facts over fiction. It's time for the Rundown with Clint Watson here on ZNS, where only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Ministry of Education out there on Thompson Boulevard is the canvas for this evening, and the drone painter is none other than our Kyson Miller. Good job, Mr. Miller. Well, it's time for us to take a flight down to Palmetto Point, so let's go.
Another milestone has been reached in the construction of the state of the medical facility in Palmetto Point, Eleuthera. This week, there was substantial progress made on the construction crew's framing, pouring foundations, and walls being erected for the main buildings. The MP for the area says Eleuthera will get what it deserves, and he will continue to deliver. Marlena?
Thanks, Royston. Our Matea Cunningham is a little under the weather today. Feel better soon, Matea. But here's Let's Talk Socials.
Matea here, and let's talk socials once again. Sometimes even the pros have their off days, and freestyle kayaker Mark Kearney just proved that in the most hilarious way. In what was supposed to be a smooth, skillful showcase of how he enters the water in his kayak, Mark set up the camera, gave us a confident look, and made his move. But instead of a flawless glide, splash. The kayak flipped and the internet lost it. Check this out. The video has already racked up thousands of views with comments ranging from 10 out of 10 for effort to this is why I stay on land. And to his credit, Mark took it like a champ, laughing it off. It's the kind of content that reminds us even the best fail sometimes. But if you can laugh at yourself, you're still winning. I'm Matea, and this was Let's Talk Socials. Have a wonderful week. Toodles.
Laugh we did. You should have heard Royston right here. Oh, Lord. Oh, no. If you could wheel him up.
I was trying so much. Mark looked like a Twinings tea bag bobbing up and down.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, that's going to do it for Access Now. Make sure to join us tomorrow night when DJ Extra is going to teach Marlena how to scratch. We'll wait to see that, won't we?
Well, okay. Well, I guess we will. I can't wait to see that as well. We'll see. But for now, stay tuned for the Rundown with Clint Watson. His guests are executives of the JCNP, Dion Miller and John Williams.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. See you later.
We play just like your kids. We text just like your kids. We learn. We even cook. We take selfies. We have hobbies. And we love sports. In every way, we are just like everyone else and enjoy the same things and live our lives every day, just like you do. So if you happen to meet us, treat us just like everyone else. Because at the end of the day, we're just like you. Living life with Down syndrome is simply living. To learn more about Down syndrome, call 727-2105. This message is brought to you by the Grand Bahama Down Syndrome Society.
The idea of taking swimming lessons to the Bahamian public was something that we thought was a great idea, so we started Let's Swim Bahamas.
I've always been a learn to swim coach and a life-saving coach, and so this is now my turn to kind of really see learn to swim being developed
Although we ran swift swimming for some 30 years and we offered Let's Swim lessons, we knew we were only touching a small percentage of the Bahamian public.
I enjoy the children and how happy and excited and joyful they are. I mean, some of them come from maybe hard homes. Maybe they're bullied at school. Who knows what they have? But when they come here, it's a very positive thing for them.
At the end of the day, more kids will be fulfilled, more kids will have a life-saving skill, and more kids will stay away from crime.
Crime-free.
Looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
We've heard you. We know you're tired of the reruns. We're coming back, bigger and better, on The Legal Brief. I'm your host, Ramona Farquharson. Stay tuned.
I don't know, but there's all kinds of cars in this parking lot, but you ain't even know where to park. Again, that's no parking. Look at this way. Like, you ain't got nowhere to go. Don't park him. That's no parking.
Don't park over here. That's on the gas.
No, man, you can't park on the gas. I ain't gonna be that long. I ain't gonna be that long. On the gas, watch it. Boy, what's going on, dog? I tell you we shouldn't park here now. This way parking, man.
I tell you we shouldn't park here.
Don't get one of these things. My bad big broke, and he got a sticker inside. This ain't this mod though. We gotta move. This is honey gas.
Let's go. We gotta move.
But we gotta move. Don't. We can move right now. Sorry.
Be considerate. Don't use disabled parking spaces without a decal in your vehicle. This message is brought to you by the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities.
With our adoption by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
We figured that we could use the First Bahamas branch of Toastmasters Club 1600, an all-male club that specializes and focuses on developing young.
At Harold Point, I'm Ted Jervis, and this is ZNS.
The Rundown is brought to you by Commonwealth Brewery Limited. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the show, the start of another week. It's great to have you join us tonight. Well, we start off this Monday with an unusual event for the Royal Bahamas Police Force, releasing crime stats mid-year. But Commissioner Shanta Knowles felt it necessary to get the word out as the force is seeing major successes in its ongoing fight against crime. The commissioner is also hoping the figures released today will help put the public's mind at ease. We get the story tonight from Akushla Pinda.
For the first half of the year, statistics provided by the Royal Bahamas Police Force show an overall reduction in major crimes across the board by some 14% versus the same period last year.
There were regional decreases across the board at rates of 15% in New Providence, 11% in Grand Bahama, and 6% in the Family Islands District.
Police Commissioner Shanta Knowles providing that information in her first ever mid-year report, which comes as she also marks 6 months in that chair. The Commissioner's report shows crimes against the person down some 30%. This category includes homicides, which have fallen by 27%, with 44 incidents this year versus 60 in 2024. The overall solvency rate stands at 64%.
Victims between the ages of 18 and 45 represents 84% of all homicides. Again, retaliation, gang, and conflict continues to trend as the most common motives for murder, representing 64% collectively.
In addition to homicides, armed robberies are down 42%, stolen vehicles, house and shop break-ins as well. The RBPF also reporting significant firearm and ammunition seizures, with some 196 firearms and more than 8,300 rounds of ammunition removed from our streets. Success to report too? drug transshipment.
For the first part of the year, we were able to seize an estimated 2,691 pounds of marijuana, 10 marijuana plants, and 2,130 pounds of cocaine. As a result, we arrested 873 persons and charged 680 of them for illegal drug possession offenses.
Commissioner Knowles revealing as well Monday that sexual offenses also decreased by 30%, with 87 incidents reported in the first 6 months of this year compared to 125 last year. These offenses include rape, unlawful sexual intercourse, and attempted rape. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Makush Lopinder.
Thanks a lot, Makusha. Well, this should be good news for us, right? Because at the end of the day, when we're seeing there be a dent in crime, that means it makes it safer for all of us. So I think we all should be celebrating it, not trying to poke holes in it, not trying to criticize, not trying to say, well, oh, they're not reporting this or reporting that. We ought to celebrate when we find success. It was something people are very concerned about, the crime. And since getting into office 6 months ago, the new Commissioner of Police has been making steady progress. We can see by the stats, steady progress. It is something we should not politicize, but something we should celebrate and say, yes, this is what we want. We want to see a safer community. We want to see police having better detection. We want to see police being able to stomp out corruption. So this is a step in the right direction. I think those stats today ought to be encouraging for people to continue to support the efforts of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. When they have success, we all are safer. We all can live in a more peaceful community and environment. So hats off to her and the team for the success they are having, and we continue to hope they continue to have those success. But weeks after much anticipated signing of that heads of agreement for the Grand Lukayan Resort, demolition of the Grand Bahama-based property is imminent. That's according to the managing partners of the company, set to invest close to $1 billion to create the new Grand Lukayan. In an exclusive interview with our Felicity Darville in Miami, Florida on the weekend, the head of Concord Wilshire shares why the airport will also be crucial to this new development.
Of the old Lukayan Resort is set to begin very soon, making way for the new Grand Lukayan Resort. That, according to Adam Petrillo, managing partner of Concord Wilshire Bahamas.
So this is a very big project. It's a complicated project. It has a lot of moving pieces. It involves the cruise industry, the hospitality industry, the gaming industry. Our next door property has marinas and other development properties, and of course the golf course. So all those pieces are coming together sort of simultaneously with different brands, different players that are going to be part of this large puzzle.
He says the redevelopment of the Grand Bahama Airport will be critical to moving the project forward. Now, this is more than just about money. Petrillo says he fell in love with this country as a child.
The Bahamian people, when I first met them, was 1967. I was 8 years old. I was flown over on a seaplane to Walker's Cay, an amazing trip because it was actually President Nixon was on that flight just about a year before he was elected. And he was a friend of the owner of the island, so I really had a special trip. But the real special part of my initiation into the Bahamas was the wonderful people of Grand Key, who took me under their wing and literally taught me how to dive, spearfish, conch, and then many later year make a great Bahama mama.
For Petrillo, investing in Grand Bahama is a full circle moment.
They're fabulous people, and that stayed with me my entire life. It actually made me a waterman, somebody that just fell in love with the Bahamian waters. I've been coming back over my entire life, and this was a spiritual opportunity for me to really say thank you and to come back to the Bahamas and hopefully give back and have a great success there.
Now, with all the pieces of the puzzle coming together for the Grand Lukayan Resort, Petrillo is excited, and he seems to be saying what we all know, that it's truly better in the Bahamas. From the NABHOOD Conference in Miami, Florida, for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Felicity Darville.
All right, and turning back to politics, as you know, political season is in the air, and the Progressive Liberal Party has begun a number of special community events called Link Up, where they're featuring various members of parliament for the various areas as they try to build camaraderie in those communities. Tonight, they are in the center area, I call it the Centerville area, encompassing of Engliston, Marathon, Centerville, Freetown, and of course, tonight our Felicity Darville is actually out there here live for Link Up tonight on the Windsor Park. She joins us live. Felicity, what's happening on the park tonight?
Historic Windsor Park is full this evening. Hundreds of PLP supporters and those who have probably just come to hear the messages of some of the Progressive Liberal Party's members of Parliament that have set a track record for which they are proud of. They've come together tonight for what is known as the PLP link-up. Now, the Prime Minister is here, Prime Minister the Honourable Philip Davis, his wife, Mrs. Anne-Marie Davis, the Deputy Prime Minister and his wife are out here as well, the Honourable Chester Cooper and his wife are out here, and many members of Parliament are here, including the Honourable Pierre Glover Roll and Glenys Hannah Martin, the Honourable Alfred Sayers, and the support is obvious. We want to listen in for a moment to the current speaker, but first I'll let you know that the Honourable Lisa Ramming of the Marathon constituency has already spoken, of course, from her platform and her portfolio as Minister of State for Urban Renewal, and then the Honourable Jomo Campbell, Minister of Agriculture, Marine Resources, and they're using their track record and their ministry and how they've impacted not just their constituents, but Bahamians as a whole. And so now we are going to hear live from the Honourable Wayne Munro, the Minister of National Security.
Well, we do have some more roads to pave. Village Road was the first one out the gate. Thank you, Minister of Works, Sweeting. And you know, I'm very proud that in Freetown, we started the breakfast program. You know, Uriah McPhee had the worst attendance.
So
after breakfast 3 days a week, we had the best attendance. And
the Honourable Wayne Munro is now giving his progress report. We await to hear from the Prime Minister tonight. We expect to wrap it all up as they are. The point really here tonight is to show not just how they've been able to make an impact in their constituency, but through their portfolio to reach island by island. And so I'm listening in to hear how the family islands are included, even though we are here in the inner city of New Providence and hearing from the representatives for these areas. We still want to hear about the national impact that they've been able to make. Back to you in studio.
Can you tell me who?
All right, there's a lot of activity happening out there tonight, and of course, that we're going to be monitoring it to keep it covered for you. Another thing we're keeping covered is, of course, the Junkanoo community. The Junkanoo community is looking forward to enjoying its own kind of glory days, as the holiday Junkanoo parades are literally only weeks away. And preparation, we understand, has already begun for the showdown on Bay. However, concerns brewing from the Junkanoo community has elevated to the court of public opinion, with many residents wondering what its future would actually look like. Have no fear, the rundown, of course, is here. Nice fun on that alto. To help answer that question, we've got the head of the Junkanoo Corporation of New Providence on the show tonight, who will talk all things Junkanoo. We're not going to leave anything out, especially since I've been very vocal about this whole issue the last few days. We end our cultural night, of course, with a preview of an all-Bahamian musical production that is expected to take Bahamians on a trip down memory lane. We're sure you will enjoy that interview. So it's a power-packed show ahead for us. The rundown here on the ZNS Network. We'll get started with our discussion right after the break. Stay close.
Isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting TingsyBahamas.com.
Welcome to the Intra-African Trade Fair 2025, the gateway to abundant opportunity, the platform for more, access to a continent with more makers and creators, more technology and manufacturing capabilities, more innovators and collaborators, more information and knowledge, a continent of opportunities for business in more markets and resources that accelerate progress and create space for more infrastructure, connectivity and networking. More creativity, production, and more deals for the people. Afrexim Bank, in collaboration with the African Union Commission and the AFCFTA Secretariat, brings you the 4th Intra-African Trade Fair, hosted by the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria. Over 2,000 exhibitors, 35,000 plus attendees, 140 plus countries, $44 billion in trade and investment opportunities. Register now and enter the gateway to new opportunities.
Shop early to get your uniforms and catch Janae's Uniform Center's buy 4 get 1 free sale. Pre-monogrammed and regular school shirts, dry fit and cotton polos, jumpers, skirts, boys long and short pants, PE shorts, underclothes, tights, socks, neckties, belts, sleeping mats, hair accessories, and character work desks. Get 50% off backpacks, lunch bags, and raincoats. Buy 4 school shirts, get 1 free. Buy 2 skirts, jumpers, or pants, get the 3rd 50% off. Need embroidery and monogramming done? Visit Janae's Uniform Center early. Beat the back-to-school rush. Janae's Chesapeake Road back-to-school special. Restrictions apply.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting TingsyBahamas.com.
I haven't been coming to this island since I was 12 years old. It didn't take me long to realize the rich history it has here. When I bought this island in 2018, I fulfilled a lifelong dream. The goal is not only to preserve the memories I made over those years, but to make new ones and to give others the opportunity to do the same. As we go through this process, it has become clear to me, we aren't just rebuilding an island, we're reviving a legend.
Covering the news seems easy, but we put thought into what we're doing. The Bahamas Tonight Access Now, here to inform, educate, and entertain. A new type of newscast featuring social media trends, news from around the islands, interviews with the people you like in our communities, sports, weather, and fabulous entertainment. That's a Bahamas Tonight Access Now with Marlena Leonard and LaDon Davis. 7:30, Monday to Friday. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Planning the execution of a newscast is serious business. From the assignment to the concept of the story, everything has to be precise, on point, always. The Bahamas Tonight, the national report, is your trusted news service. We get it right the first time. Our preparation for you each night is done with care, knowing that our voices will reach you on 700 islands and keys with unquestionable accuracy. It gives me great pleasure each night to say, welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. I'm your national anchor, Mukesh Lopinder.
Welcome back to the Rundown. A special good evening to all of you who are watching us on your various platforms, whether you're on Flow TV, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're here in the Lion's Den on Facebook, whether you're watching by cable. How are you getting your show tonight? Here in the capital, around the family of islands, Turks and Caicos, the region, or internationally around the world. Always a pleasure to have you here on the Rundown. Well, Junkanoo dominated national headlines last week as the Junkanoo Corporation of New Providence met with the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture and his team to iron out concerns about the proposed national consultation on Junkanoo reform. At last report, the two sides met, kind of discussed, I wouldn't say fought, but kind of, hashed it all out. But there was no final resolution just yet. However, both sides are sure that there are no hard feelings. Well, tonight, the head of the Junkanoo Corporation of New Providence is here to talk to us about really their position on this matter. Please welcome Dion Miller and JCMP Public Relations Manager John Williams. Gentlemen, it's good to have you on the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, I like when we have discourse over I call it discourse over our culture, because it just shows that we're all passionate. I think at the end of the day, we all want the same thing, and that is we want to see success. We want to make sure that we preserve our national culture for years to come. We want to make sure that we can keep all of the other agendas away from it, the politics and all that stuff out of it. So I think at the end of the day, we all want the same thing, right?
Absolutely.
Government should want the same thing. Private sector should want the same thing. Junkanoo should want the same thing, and the corporation, JCMP, should want the same thing. So where do we have a difference? Where's the difference?
First and foremost, I want to thank you, Clint, for welcoming the JCNP here tonight. I'm a little disappointed because as I came into the studio, I saw all the doors were closed.
And I told him to open every door. See, mad.
So I
can take the hinges off. I told him, listen,
please open the doors.
Raining for a year.
Have to remain open.
I want the hinges off that door there.
Open the doors.
Hinges off the door. Thank you. Thank you.
But now that we got that out of the way, the JCNP, our position with the Junkanoo Authority bill is not that we are against any progress as it relates to Junkanoo. Our position is that we don't agree with the bill in its current form. The JCMP a few weeks ago was presented with the bill, and we were given 7 days to consult with 24 different organizations, which make up about 8 to 10,000 Junkanoos.
So you were given a deadline?
We were given a deadline to get back to that. In that short span of time, we don't feel that we could adequately coerce and get feedback from our community.
Fair enough.
So that's point number one. So we're not overly opposed to the bill. In fact, we support the bill. Our position is that the government of the Bahamas, they want to go forward within a Junkanoo Authority bill, then we feel that for the past 21 years in our management role, we should be compensated for the work that we have been done. So that is where the impasse is. We are not opposed to any progress for any bill or any new venture. What we're saying is we have been doing this for the past 20, 50 years, all out of our own pockets. And with the inception of this new authority, we look forward to Junkanoo being properly funded. And until we are in agreement with that purpose, we can't support the bill in its current form.
So let me get it correct if I understand what you're saying. So you're saying before you move forward, the Junkanoo Authority compensate the JCMP for the work that it's done?
Absolutely. Clint, Junkanoo is a very expensive venture. We have been in partnership with the government for the past 21 years, and while we're grateful to the government for all they do, Junkanoo has been so under sufficiently funded. And so we're at a point now where if you're bringing in this authority, we feel that we should no longer have to go to public to beg for monies to have these parades. If this is your parade, then properly fund your parade. And until we are in agreement with that, we're on a pause until we decide the way forward in that regard.
Well, is there a price tag as to what you believe is due to you?
Yes, so about 14 years ago, there was a study done by Dr. Bethel at the Dan College of Bahamas, and she did a comprehensive scientific study, and back then, she pegged the true cost of Junkanoo at about $28 million. This was 13, 14 years ago. So with inflation, changing times, duties, tariffs now, that has escalated to about $40 to $50 million.
So you want government to pay the JCMP $40 to $50 million?
Not the JCMP. Properly fund Junkanoos.
Okay, so you're talking about funding the parade.
Yes. Exactly. And I want to be clear, the JCMP does not purport to own Junkanoo. We don't own Junkanoo here in the Providence. We don't own Junkanoo here on the Family Islands. We have a clear responsibility and mandate to manage the parades. So that is what we are speaking to. So I know a lot of people say, oh, we think we own the parades. No, we're not claiming to own the parades. What we're saying is if you're moving from a structure where it's community-based, because we're not paid for this, then we want the proper funding to come along with it.
And just to clarify what Dion is saying, the reason why we're putting a price tag on that is based on the bill. Our role and the definition of the JCMP in the bill is what we cannot accept.
What is that?
The definition of the JCMP speaks of us being in a past tense form, right, before the bill is enacted. And then every role, every committee, everything that is in the bill is what we are structured to do now and what we've been doing for 21 years.
So do you feel that the bill is designed to, how do you say this, to eliminate the JCMP?
To be completely transparent, Clint, there has been a lot of innuendos based on a certain conflict in the Junkanoo community. So we have heard for the past several months that something was coming in that regard. Now, the government on many occasions have stood before the Bahamian people and said that is not the case. However, we can't ignore where we are. Where we are is where we are. And so there's a level of distrust in this entire process, to be completely transparent with the Bahamian people. Nevertheless, for the past 21 years, we have been managing ourselves in regards to these two parades, and we are not relinquishing our abilities to lead and manage ourselves.
Is there space in this futuristic discussion of Junkanoo and the authority? Is there space for the JCNP and the authority to coexist?
Well, this is exactly one of the sticking points with our problems with the bill. The bill does not clearly define the roles of the JCNP, the Grand Bahama Junkanoo Association, the Family Islands. We were presented with a bare body document, but it doesn't speak to funding. It doesn't speak to when the timeline for it to be implemented. None of these things are in the bill as it stands today, and so we have a problem with that. As I stated, for the past 21 years, we have been doing a job free, out of love, but we don't see where it states emphatically what our role is, besides the fact that the chairman of the JCNP will be appointed to a board.
Yeah, that's that's all of it. So really and truly, if we are performing these duties, and we've been performing them for 21 years, and you're saying that you're going to now establish an authority that mimics and mirrors all of the duties that we're doing now, and we've been doing successfully. No, we're not perfect, but you can see the progression in the JCNP. You can see the full progression. So if you plan to bring the authority to do that, then what would our jobs be?
Right, absolutely. And that is not in the bill today.
No.
Does the bill speak to who will constitute the authority, who will make up the authority?
The bill speaks to the minister having the powers to appoint several positions to the body. We have a slight issue or concern about that. We have a minister that is a former Junkanoo who I have an excellent rapport with and personal relationship with, and so we can get some things done. Tomorrow that could change. The authority could be led by a minister who has a different vision, who will come in and remove everyone from the authority, as per the minister's right, per the bill, to appoint persons. And we want to make sure that we safeguard Junkanoo from that. We know where we are. We're not fully mature yet in that sense. And we have seen with all of these different authorities, the airport authority, all these authorities, the minute the government change, everything stops and they appoint persons new, and we start all over. The JCNP has withstood F&M, PLP, F&M, PLP. The JCNP has withstood because we don't get involved in politics. Junkanoo is our life. So we don't involve politics in that. So we are concerned in that end. And I don't want to get too deep into our concerns because we're in the process of formulating all of that. But it's just a bloated board. Persons from tourism, persons from this,
it's all around.
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Some of the news headlines that came out last week said that the JCNP was not representing what its members' views are. What do you say to that?
I can say that is totally inaccurate. The JCNP encompasses is made up of all Junkanoo groups here in New Providence. Any decision or action that the JCNP takes has to be agreed to by majority vote by those organizations. So the fact that I am here today was approved by the Junkanoo leaders for me to come here and speak on their behalf. Everything that the JCNP does is done in accordance to that. Now, what persons may say on an individual basis is that their individual organizations have some opportunity on how they communicate. That is not the JCNP's responsibility. We speak to who we need to speak to, and the information should be disseminated throughout the individual groups by those group representatives.
So what do you believe ought to be the way forward?
Well, the way forward is, and no pun intended.
I just didn't think it just dawned on what I just said.
The way forward we see in our envision is that the JCNP and the government of Bahamas should continue to pursue our partnership in an official capacity. We have been operating on a gentleman's agreement for far too long. in view of some official document where the roles and responsibilities are clearly defined, we will always find ourselves in this position, in this tug of war, as to who owns Junkanoo. And Junkanoo is owned by the Bahamian people. Junkanoo is owned by the Junkanooists, not the JCNP or not the government of Bahamas. We work in unison as a partnership. And so ultimately we'd like to get together with the government to formalize our partnership, to have proper role clarity, and in absence of us not having that proper role clarity, and then we'll have to decide on how we want to participate in Junkanoo here in New Providence.
All right. Do you believe that's possible? Do you believe you can get together and come up with a working solution from all sides?
As it stands now, I am not sure, because the government, I take note of the AG's comments today. The government is hell-bent on moving forward with this bill as present form, full steam ahead. The AG indicated that after the summer recess they are moving forward, which we know will happen. The current government has the votes in Parliament to do as they please. And so we anticipate that. So we're not challenging the government on that regard. They are in authority. They can do what they wish. However, as participants of an authority, of a parade, we will decide how we participate. And what we are saying is, if the economics of Junkanoo does not make sense, then we have a problem. Clint, on average, the average Junkanoo spends anywhere between $2,000 to $3,000 out of his or her pockets. We decide if we're going to pay the mortgage, the rent, the light bill, the water bill.
It's the truth.
If we're going to pay for our wives to get our hair done, buy our kids Christmas presents, to do Junkanoo.
You're right.
What we're saying is, if the government is going to form an authority, then at least let us know how we will be impacted economically in this regard. None of that has been cleared out, spoken clearly, and the vision has been not being played out as to how that's going to happen. And so we know what we value, and we look forward to the future.
So another question on most people's minds tonight is Junkanoo going to be impacted by this, or what happens?
Absolutely.
We're going to put that question.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's my teaser. We're going to put that question to them right after the break. Stay close.
I am a master plumber by profession. I've been doing plumbing for over 40 odd years. When I was 9 months old, I was diagnosed with polio. To me, living with polio, I took it the way it is. I never allowed my polio to get in my way of anything. In fact, I love when people doubt me, and I just prove them wrong. And let me tell you, in the world, you could only find a plumber as good as me, but you ain't gonna find no plumber better than me. People with disability, they just need a chance. In this program, I feel so encouraged. Most of the mentors have different kind of disability, but disabilities like me. Sharing and caring and showing so much support with people with disability. They would encourage you to go beyond. I wish this was around a long time ago. Right now, I would have been a millionaire. You out there who have a disability, don't be afraid. Take the step. If you believe it, you could achieve it. And remember one thing, ain't no one better than me, and ain't no one better than y'all. God made all us equal.
For more information about how the SBDC can help your small business to make a big impact, give us a call at 461-7232 or visit sbdcbahamas.com.
Cash Primary School Boys Club of Excellence program
is a very beneficial program to the boys, because when they are here, I have seen some of our most troubled boys turn around.
We selected a school where you can make an impact from an elementary stage. The program is really to give the young men an outlet to do something different.
There are more times that every child is not academic, they are also technical. And this is one of the clubs that helps to push that, because education is very important and we need to bring more people in to encourage our children.
We want to show them that this is a life that they can live. They're exposed to men in the community that are all about making young men better. Crime-free
looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
Welcome back to the show. We're talking to the JCNP about Junkanoo. And we've been talking in the break about some interesting things we're going to get to before we close this segment. But I'm going to continue along the lines we're talking about. And of course, the question I asked before the break is, couldn't Junkanoo be impacted by what's happening?
Absolutely, Junkanoo can be impacted. Right now, groups here in the Providence are on pause. And we are paused from Junkanoo activities. And during this pause, what we're doing is we're asking all groups to go amongst yourselves, speak to your members, get their views, their opinions, bring those back to the JCNP so we can formulate an official response to the government's bill. The minister, in his wisdom, has given us an extension, which should have happened in the first place. But he's given us now until the end of August to come back with a formal reply and suggestions towards the bill. And so the groups are going to take this time now to meet amongst themselves and decide on what they see the bill should include as it relates to us here in New Providence. I just want to say, Clint, there's this misnomer that the Junkanoos here in New Providence are selfish and doesn't care about Junkanoo in its totality. That's far from the case. I want the Bahamian people to understand that the minute Junkanoo here ends in Nassau, our Junkanoos go through the Family Island to celebrate with our brothers in Freeport, on Eleuthera, Exuma, Harbour Island. We are there celebrating with our brothers. However, it is our responsibility to speak to what we do here in New Providence. And so whilst you may see me or hear a lot of ranking and bickering about Junkanoo here in New Providence, that does not mean that we don't support on a national level the overall development of Junkanoo. That is a misunderstanding. That is not the case. However, I was elected to speak on behalf of the Junkanoos here in New Providence, which I will continue to do as long as God provides me with the good health. And they would so have me, the Junkanoo leaders, that is. So I don't know if John want to add anything.
Yeah, another point that persons need to understand is this belief that Junkanoos are at war and we can't be together. In this note, we are unified. We are unified. We are one body. We are acting as one. You're not going to be 100%, but we are 90 plus in percentage, right? So we are unified, and unified, we are very strong.
Absolutely.
We are very strong.
People have been hearing you say it on pause. People are already asking, is that going to impact Fox Hill Day?
It will. So we have already made a determination as a body that we won't be participating in a formal way at the Fox Hill celebrations. However, they may see persons there on an individual basis going and doing some rushing, but it won't be any organized. So you won't see the Saxons, the Valley, Roots One Family, Genesis, all of those groups in that regard. Like I said, we wanted to pause till we understand exactly where we're going. And as you stated,
it's a pause designed to be an intimidation tactic to say, well, you know, if we're not satisfied on where this is going, we're going to withhold these activities here in the capital. Is that designed as that kind of tactic?
No, we are not intimidating anyone. We put on the show. And so we decide the terms in which we go and parade and participate. This isn't done to negatively impact the people of Fox Hill. I am a Fox Hillier, born and raised, attend St. Anselm's, educated upon the hill on St. Anne's. So I am a Fox Hillier.
You're a Fox Hillier.
So this is not intended to slight the Fox Hill, and we're asking all Junkanoos to still go and support the vendors and their activity. However, we need to really pause and understand how the current actions will impact us not just in Fox Hill, but in the parade, because we believe that there will be some impacts if some sort of agreement is not made with the government on the way forward.
So as you pause, does that mean you're pausing from work and construction as well for the parades, preparing for the upcoming parade season?
So everything is currently on a pause.
Will that not impact your ability to be ready?
It will.
Definitely.
Most definitely will impact, and we have the ability to
catch up.
We have the ability to make certain amendments as it relates to the rules and eligibilities for the competition, and so we are confident in that. We have a structure in place already of what possibly could happen as it pertains to those parades, but we are moving forward. I don't want
Saxons for paying secret.
No, we don't want Clint in a serious way to play with the public's emotions that there won't be Junkanoo.
Right.
We love Junkanoo. And a lot of us have a serious mental problem when it comes to Junkanoo, right? So there will be Junkanoo parades. We are not sure if we will be participating in the government Junkanoo parades, or we will be stepping in, as we have been saying for the past 20 years, plus years, and having our own independent holiday Junkanoo parades.
That could be a possibility?
A big possibility. As a matter of fact, we're in the process now of meeting with some developers. You know, as you know, we have a 13.6 acres of crown land on Gladstone Road. We will be meeting with Bummer George on the process of start clearing that land with the possibility of hosting our own independent parades this year.
And you think you can pull that off?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, man.
Oh, yes. Clint, for the past 21 years, we have been managing all of the important aspects of that parade, from judging to the parade management team. The only thing out of our preview is the paying of the bleachers. Right? I'm paying the government workers, the police, etc., etc. So we know how to handle parades. We know how to manage parades. Yes. And the beautiful thing that this is presenting us is that we have to continue to be independent and strive for our independence here in New Providence. And so there's a real possibility that you will see a truly independent Junkanoo parade this year. You may not have bleachers. We advise the public, but there will be Junkanoo parades if we cannot come to an agreement in an official way with the government of the Bahamas.
People, and I see them saying the same thing online, at what point does the public have a say?
As it pertains to the Junkanoo?
Junkanoo, because people are saying we're the spectators. We're the Bahama people who own Junkanoo. Where do we have a say?
So, as I would say to Bahama people that proclaim to own Junkanoo, we want you to go contact your member of parliament and ask your member of parliament to properly fund Junkanoo.
Good point.
We, the Junkanooers, put on this show. We raise 80% of the funds to go out there. It takes one of those Division A groups $250,000. The government assists the groups with $30,000. We have to find the lion's share of those funds, Clint. So we want to tell those persons, join us and properly fund in Junkanoo.
Correct.
We want to be properly funded. Bahamians, Junkanooers should no longer have to make a decision if they're going to participate in Junkanoo or they're going to pay their mortgage or the school fee. Or we're saying, with the authority, find the money.
Let me ask you, because I know people are asking. I know we talked about it. You have the Valley Boys, and then you have
the Valley Boys.
The boys in the Valley. I don't know how you do it. You have two groups. How does that work for the parades? What is the rule according to JCMP?
Well, as I stated now, Clint, unlike last year, both sides, if we could call it that, the Valley Boys and the Valley Boys Junkanoo group are registered members of the JCNP.
They both are now registered members.
Both now registered members of the JCNP. We anticipate that both will be performing in the parade this year. Of course, this will be the first, the Valley Boys Junkanoo group led by Trevor Davis, their first official foray into the parades. And so there's all the rules and regulations that go in regard. And of course, the other side of the Valley Boys have been with performing and competing for the past 21 years. The situation is an unfortunate situation, and for the past 2 years has negatively impacted not just the JCNP, not just their organization, but Junkanoo as a whole. And that is quite unfortunate. For the love of me, I still do not understand why grown men and women can't amicably move on. It's in the courts now, and so we can't speak on certain aspects of that. We're trying our best to encourage our brothers and sisters in that dispute to move forward, although they disagree, in love and respect. We are grateful and thankful that you don't see any violence or in that regard. Which speaks to our maturity as a people, and we wanted to continue to keep that way. And we look forward to them fighting on Bay Street.
So the way it works now with the JCN rules is once you are officially registered, before you can compete, you have to do an exhibition.
You have to exhibit and all of that. So they will exhibit, and then
on Boxing Day they'll be able to exhibit, and then New Year's Day they'll be able to compete.
Exactly.
In that category.
Exactly. But in totality, that is a sad situation, Clint, and we honestly need, whether it be spiritual leadership, whether it be psychological leadership, to bring those factions together. We have Kendall J. Lysa's gym. The government should rent out Kendall J. Lysa's gym, have Dr. Rex Major, whoever come, and counsel these brothers and sisters to get their acts together. It's unfortunate.
It's unfortunate. Nonetheless, you know, this is a good time. We're getting ready to go into the fall. What do you want to preview Junkanoo as for the Bahamian people who always look forward to the greatest show on earth?
So Junkanoo is our tradition. We are Junkanoo. We are in some times of uncertainty, and although we're in a lot of uncertainty right now, I'm excited because this, I believe, coming out of this, we will have a clear path as to the way to move forward as relates to Junkanoo on a national level, as well as here in New Providence. And so I'm grateful for that. There will be a lot of back and forward. There will be a lot of bantering. We are not anti-bill, anti-authority. We are about the economics of Junkanoo. That is what it comes down to. It boils down to the economics of Junkanoo. And so until we have the economics of Junkanoo ironclad, we're on a little pause. There will be Junkanoo parades, albeit if they're independent parades, or if we decide to participate in the government parades, because the government has made it clear that they own the parades. And so as the participants of parades, as our job to be fully funded as the participant of your parades. And so that is where we are. So I think we're in a process now where we would like to meet with the government, continue to meet with the government, negotiate on how that partnership looks, and ensure that at the end of the day, Junkanoos could feel proud of the work that they do and appreciated for what we do.
Are we maximizing the impact of this industry?
Absolutely not. No. Absolutely not. And again, Clint, it goes back to successive governments not taking Junkanoo and culture in our country serious. Successive governments. Junkanoo falls under the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, which is the least funded ministry in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. The least funded. This is why we have so many different cultures, whether it be reggae, carnival, that takes root so quickly in our country. We have persons who are in our school education who don't know the history of Junkanoo here in the Bahamas. They don't know about the Gus Coopers and the Willa Francis. They don't know these things. They don't know from whence we come from. And what we're saying is you need to properly fund Junkanoo, make Junkanoo not just a part of a two-day event, but it's a part of the educational system. It's in the festival, and that takes a resource, a huge commitment for resource, which this bill is purporting to do. However, the bill is not clear in its current form, and we need clarity. We are not signing on to anything that does not clearly state what our roles is, and then come back and say, well, we have to make amendments. No, we already signed our soul over. So before we move forward, we need proper clarity as to what our role is here in New Providence, and what that funds and the funds are going to look at us. I say, Kellen, we spend a lot of money.
And note also that this was seemingly in play for about 2 years now. And as the governing body for the major parades in the Bahamas, I mean, the sellers, the ticket sellers, Boxing Day and New Year's, we carried a brunt. The JCMP was not consulted.
Absolutely.
So how can you create a draft bill and you didn't consult the major players that are part of it? That's an issue. That's a big issue that we had.
Well, hopefully we'll find some resolve in this, and parties will come together. And at the end of the day, Junkanoo will be, you know, they say in the cartoons, Junkanoo will be saved. And we continue to grow and develop going on. Gentlemen, it's always a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming and talking with us.
Leave the doors open.
Doors coming off. They come off this year.
Next time I come here,
the doors coming off.
And I also want to thank our sponsors, Alive, Collect, as well as all the individual sponsors that sponsor Junkanoo groups, Shell, Albany, all of them, so many private sponsors as well. Thank you all for what you do and helping the Junkanoo parades exist.
And also the JCMP will definitely be going on a serious education campaign, letting persons know what the JCMP is about, what our rules are, how we manage the parade, so you can have a better understanding of the parades and understand when the Valley Boys beat the Saxons this year, you won't be upset with
Which Valley Boys?
When the who?
The world-famous Valley Boys.
I'm sorry, he's getting...
Thank you very much.
Getting delusional. Can I get him some water, please, somebody? Please get him some water. He's getting lightheaded. Thank you, gentlemen. Stay with us. We're going to talk about a musical coming up, a Bahamian musical that you do not want to miss. Right after the break. Stay close.
To get your uniforms and catch Janae's Uniform Center's buy 4 get 1 free sale. Pre-monogrammed and regular school shirts, dry fit and cotton polos, jumpers, skirts, boys long and short pants, PE shorts, underclothes, tights, socks, neckties, belts, sleeping mats, hair accessories and character work desks. Get 50% off backpacks, lunch bags and raincoats. Buy 4 school shirts, get 1 free. Buy 2 skirts, jumpers or pants, get the third 50% off. Need embroidery and monogramming done? Visit Janae's Uniform Center early. Beat the back to school rush. Janae's Chesapeake Road back to school special. Restrictions apply.
Let's go. At Frame Studio, as soon as you enter the door, we showcase any individual that comes in there and make it feel like they are at home. The space itself is 1,800 square foot. Our psych wall, which is industry standard also, is 24 feet wide. You could do anything that you can possibly think of. At Frame Studio, under our theme, Now Create More, we look at Frame Studio as a canvas, and any artist know a canvas is blank, and then you create whatever you want to do, right? So we have where you could rent tools. We even have workstations that people could rent out. To anyone inspiring to do what I've done, or what my colleagues have done, or any other journey, I would say to you, don't be afraid. The worst someone can actually tell you is no. So if you have a vision, you have an idea, not everyone will get it. But if you believe in your vision, you believe in your idea, I say go wholeheartedly at it.
For more information about the Creative Entrepreneurs Initiative and the Crafting the Bahamas workshops, email info@sbdcbahamas.com or call us at 461-7232.
I have been coming to this island since I was 12 years old. It didn't take me long to realize the rich history it has here. When I bought this island in 2018, I fulfilled a lifelong dream. The goal is not only to preserve the memories I made over those years, but to make new ones and to give others the opportunity to do the same. As we go through this process, it has become clear to me, we aren't just rebuilding an island, we're reviving a legend.
A lot of our young men and women, they look forward to being around the game of basketball so much because a lot of their community is infested with crime and violence. It's always been a passion of mine to make sure to channel these young men and women in the right direction through sports. Basketball and being in this environment is a safe haven for them in terms of what they need to do to get out. You have leadership conference to help these young men and women to understand the importance of making the right choice. I tell all of my athletes, when you go to school, help yourself, stay focused, use basketball, don't let basketball use you. I love the game has been good to me, and I just want to give back to the young people who have opportunity so the game can be good to them. Crime-free looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
Hey, y'all, what's up?
Hey, what's that?
What y'all getting?
Listen, I've been waiting to march down some lobs here.
Hi, I'm Matthew. I will be you guys' waiter today. Can I take your order?
Oh, I've been queuing for some grouper tread.
Y'all see this?
See, this ain't gonna work. Where the fish gone, though?
But how, though?
Don't leave our children with no fish in their future. Protect our sea. Protect our way of life. Protect the Bahamas. To learn how you can help, find us on Facebook at Bahamas Protected. See the future.
Welcome to What's Trending. Join me, Jiminita Swain.
And me, The Bahama Beauty, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m.
Only on the ZNS Network.
Finally tonight, Ghosts of Goombay is an original review that celebrates the rich history of Bahamian music from musicians from the 1950s to the 1960s through storytelling, dance, and live performance. The review is the premiere performance of Casalva Entertainment and was written by its founder and CEO, legendary Bahamian musician and storyteller, Pat Raming. Mr. Raming and his public relations and marketing rep, Tanya Hanna, joins us tonight to share more about this tribute to Goombay music that starts this Thursday, July 31st at the University of the Bahamas' Performing Arts Center. Before we get to the interview, let's start off with a trivia question. I want to give you in the audience. And if you answer the trivia question, you will receive a free ticket to this week's show. Now, here's what you have to do. You have to go to the Lion's Den on Facebook, only on Facebook in the Lion's Den. That's under the ZNS live feed that we're on now on Facebook, on the ZNS official page. Go to the live feed and answer the question there, and you will win a free ticket, the first one to get the answer. Here's the question. Are you ready? Which style of music is Pat Raming best known for incorporating in his work? All right, which style of music is Pat Raming best known for in incorporating his work? All right? Go to our social media platform on Facebook only and answer there in the Lion's Den for your chance to win 2 tickets to the Ghost of Goombay. And we will, of course, announce a winner right before we close the show. So, without further ado, welcome to the Rundown. Good to have both of you here.
Well, thank you very much. It's quite a pleasure to be here. And I think, you know, it's exciting to be talking about the idea of going down memory lane.
Yeah, I'm honored to be here with you, sir. You're such a legendary, amazing artist in Bahamian history. What inspired you to write this Authentically Bahamian review?
Well, the first thing is that the years of the 50s and 60s were years when there were so many great songwriters and singers that I grew up listening to. And for me, I expected them to be around forever. Blind Blake, George Simonette, Maureen Duvalier, Eloise Lewis. I mean, wonderful people that wrote very clever songs about Bahamian life. And I grew up with it, and I think I often say that that's the music that took us into independence. Recently, I realized that a lot of the younger Bahamians simply have no idea. They have seldom heard of some of the songwriters and singers, and they certainly don't know a lot of the songs. And so, after sort of stumbling into a couple of the old songs and enjoying them, and then wondering about this whole question of Goombay. Where did it come from? What does the word mean? We started trying to find out a little bit more about it, and we did. And it was a fascinating tale. The first thing we found was that it began as far back as the last decade of the 19th century, when a young Bahamian went out into a field and saw some ex-slaves beating a pan and dancing. So he asked them, "What are you doing?" They said, "We're dancing the Goombay." And this really fascinated. He'd never seen anything like it. Years later, after he had gone off to music school, he came back and he started writing music. And he teamed up with an American lady who visited Nassau very often. And together they wrote a song called Goombay. That song was released in the United States and became a huge success. And because it became so popular, the song and the style became known as Bahamian music. And so in the early 50s, Bahamian music was well known and well thought of throughout North America.
How long did it take you to write this review?
I don't know, a couple of months, I guess. It wasn't that difficult because there's so much material.
Right, there is. You're right about it. I've got to get you in here, Tanya, before we wrap up. What has the response been for this type of show?
Well, you know,
The response has been wonderful in terms of people wanting some. In fact, Brandon say, oh, thanks for doing this. We really need this,
Yes,
especially
yes.
at this time,
Yes.
you know? And really, when you think about it, this music, it takes us back to, like if you see the dress I have on, if you notice how Eloise from the photos,
Yes.
this was the dress back then in terms of what Goombay represented. So yeah, they're interested. So we're looking at to see them out in long lines, because guess what? You know, they wait until the last minute.
Right, of
Everybody
course.
rushes to the box offices.
course.
Can I tell them where those box
Please do,
offices
please
are?
do. Please
so you
do.
want to rush down to Stepping Out at top of Mackey Street. Then you can go down to Blake Road. For those of you who are in the West, you can go to Blake Road for Born Again. And then there's Bristol Cellars, top of the hill, and of course our very own University of Bahamas.
Of course.
Campus One, yeah, the bookstore there. So you can just check that out.
Chapter
and
one.
get Chapter One.
Chapter one.
Get your...
And of course, we know there's already some great people involved in this. Being choreographed by Ricardo Christie, who's amazing. Ronald Barefoot Sims, our very own Ronald Barefoot Sims, who works here with us. He's directing as well, one of the music directors. And so, of course, it's going to be a great impact of the Bahamian show. Boy, don't we need more of these shows in the country.
We do. We need more attractions.
For many reasons.
Wow.
Well, the biggest reason actually is, and I said it earlier today, we often say that if you don't know where if you don't know your past, if you don't know where you've come from, you can't know where you're going.
You're very right. You are very right.
And so that's one of the biggest reasons. It's so much fun, but it's also so important.
I'll give you the last 20 seconds. Go ahead.
Remind you to go on Bahamas e-tickets for those who want to purchase online.
All right. And I think we do have a winner, the winner of the trivia question, which is the trivia question. I'll read it to you again. The trivia question is, let me read it to you. What genre of music is included in the works? And of course, the answer is Bahamian folk music, Goombay, and Rake and Scrape. And of course, Bahamian folk music was said by Portia Ibrahim, JP. So, Portia, you are the winner of 2 tickets. Please call us here at the newsroom, 502-3835. Ms. Aldavis Bunnings, our producer, will get those tickets to you. Aldavis Bunnings is her name, 502-3835, and come and get your complimentary tickets. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here tonight. It's been a pleasure. We look forward to a successful show. And thank you, sir, for your contribution to Bahamian culture. We appreciate it.
My pleasure.
And my costume.
Tell them who's providing, because that's talent.
Brenda knows, okay? Designer extraordinaire.
Amazing. That does it for the rundown. Be sure to stay locked on the ZNS network for the Bahamas tonight at 11. It's a final newscast in the country. Only one left at 11. Live newscast with the latest news and information with Corville Pyfrom. For all of us here at ZNS, I'm Clint Watson. Thanks so much for joining us. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
At Fort Montague, I'm Opal Roach. This is ZNS.